We on the podcast, baby.
Club Talk. Jay Brody. Yeah, baby, it's that Club Talk. Yeah, baby, it's that Club Talk. You're now listening to that Club Talk. And now, your host, Jay Brody. 1, 2, 1, 2, ha!
All right, welcome back to another episode of Cloth Talk Podcast. If you've seen the last episode with Jay out there in Detroit, I thank you and appreciate you for watching and subscribing. If you haven't already, subscribe right now. Go ahead and hit the button. Make sure you like, leave a comment, share this episode with all your friends. Now, today I traveled again. I'm in Cleveland. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and I got 3 wonderful women with me. This is probably the first podcast I did like this where it's just me and a bunch of women. But we're going to get into some topics. I was going to introduce them, but I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to let them introduce themselves. Let's start over here and we just work this way. Go ahead, let the people know who you are.
I'm Brittany Journey.
Where can they follow you at on social media?
You can follow me at Brittany Journey on every social media outlet there is.
Yep, make sure y'all slide in the DMs.
Okay.
And who's next to Bree Journey?
Hi, you guys. My name is Lucretia, aka Cree. Also known on social media as Cree Summer. On Facebook, I don't have Twitter anymore, but I am active on Instagram under she_summertime_shine. So.
All right, y'all know me, Jay Brody, host of Cloth Talk Podcast. My other lovely young lady.
My name is Elise. On Instagram, I am educated _ It's weird because you don't usually type yourself. Yeah, educated _queen_ Elise, ALECE.
So right off the bat, if there's any gentleman that's looking and saying, is any of these ladies single? So they can slide on them DMs immediately.
Immediately.
I don't do the DMs personally.
No?
I just can't.
Well, so are you single? Oh man.
No, I'm
Jesus Christ. I hope he's not watching.
And I'm your best friend and I didn't know you had a
So I'm
man.
like closer to you a little bit. You good?
I'm dating.
You're dating.
But
okay.
I'm single.
So it's nothing concrete.
No.
You're just out there mingling around.
Exploring and having fun.
Bree Journey?
I'm single.
Single.
I'm kind of hurt that my best friend told me she had a man.
I did not say that.
I'm
Breaking
kidding.
news?
She doesn't have a man. Right
Everybody
now.
looks shocked around the room.
That's-
You know, the whole room got
Concrete. She's having fun.
Okay.
That's all she's doing.
Gonna keep that private.
well, she's hurt.
That's right. At least you single?
I am single.
Single.
Yes.
Are you ready to mingle? For guys watching.
I'm not unopposed to mingling.
Okay. So you're open.
Yes.
All right. Let's get into the first topic. Actually, I'm gonna do things different. Normally I go into the first topic. We have some listener questions. Let's knock those out the way, then we get into our topics. Let me get my pad out because I wrote them down. Because they're in my phone and I use my phone to record. But remember, the first question comes from a white fella. We wanted to ask a black woman this. Well, it's 3 of you, so y'all all can answer it. He wants to know, okay, why is it considered taboo when a white man dates a black woman, but when a black guy dates a white woman, it's no issue? How do y'all feel about that? Is it taboo for a white dude to date a black woman? We don't see that a lot.
You don't. For me, I don't think I think it's taboo, quote unquote,
right,
on both sides. Like when you just date outside your race in general. I personally don't have a problem with it. I mean, you love who you love.
Have you ever dated a white dude?
I haven't.
No.
But I'm not opposed to it.
You wouldn't. So if a white guy just approached you like, hey, what's up? I think you're cute.
I mean, yeah.
You like, oh, white boy.
moving Eminem.
All right, you can't handle all this black woman.
She, me, her. I don't discriminate. Okay, like. I mean, if
You'll be
you
open to
find, yeah. If you find, if you're a gentleman, if you're nice.
Do black
sweet.
women find white dudes attractive though? I feel like it's like a
some
small percentage like that y'all find a white dude like Matthew McConaughey, Justin Timberlake, those type of guys.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher. I like what is his name that was in Magic Mike? He fine.
Oh,
I know you're talking.
Yes,
Tatum.
that man is beautiful.
Okay,
like.
listen, now that's one man I'll
He can
take
get
a pic for. Okay.
Between him and I like Brad Pitt is good looking. Like
Brad Pitt, of
like,
course.
as long as he's, he's fine or he's nice looking, he has good sense, good hygiene, and he approaches me the right way. Yeah.
Have you ever been approached by a white guy?
Not necessarily. I mean, I've had compliments with guys that were white that came up to me like, "Oh, you're just beautiful and you're gorgeous." And I had this one guy like, "You ever dated a white guy?" We were dancing. We was out somewhere kicking it. And I was just like, "No." He's like, "Would you be interested?" I was like,
So he was shooting his shot.
"Yeah." He was like,
No.
At that time, I wasn't open to dating, so I mean, he was nice. He was really sweet though. Like, but yeah, I'm not opposed to dating. If you black, white, Asian, whatever.
Nice.
It's cool.
What about you, Bree? White guy.
Not for me. I'm all
Not
about
for
black
me.
love.
Black love.
I have to keep it. Nothing against my white brothers and sisters, but
Right.
for myself, I wouldn't.
But wait, what about the one guy?
I mean, I've had it in the past.
Okay.
But now I'm just like,
How was that experience though?
it's a no for me.
Damn.
It's a no for me. It's a no.
Can we shout him out? What was his name?
Straight
You
on
know
line,
what, Brody? No, we won't do that.
Okay.
But it's a no for me.
Was he a decent guy though?
He was very sweet. He was different.
He was okay.
Yeah, he was very sweet.
How long did this last? Couple months, weeks?
Weeks.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
I'm just days.
Yeah, we just went out a couple times.
So was it a chemistry thing? Y'all wasn't vibing, or y'all just seen things differently?
it's a different we have different views in life and different family backgrounds that just wouldn't allow us to.
Wouldn't mesh right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. God damn. What about you, Lise? White dude. You ever been there?
I've talked to
Yeah.
a couple white guys before.
How was
I've never
it?
actually dated. It's cool. Well, the first time was in high school, I think. He was nice. I think he did approach me first.
He approached you.
Through, after talking to my friend who was black.
Ah.
And, we was in band, so we was always cool.
Okay.
It was cool, everything. It didn't work out very well. It kind of just wasn't my cup of tea. Not
So what
because
was it? What was wrong?
Well, him was a specific case. It was just him personally. He wasn't crazy, but he kind of threw fits. Like one time, he wanted me to come over.
Yeah, a little temper.
So we're in high school, so we still live with our parents.
Gotcha.
He wanted me to come over so he could make me lunch or something like that. Well, his mom
nice.
wasn't really with that. I don't know why.
Oh.
It could have been just because she had things to do, or it could have been because she was like, "I'm gonna have me bring this over black girl." I personally didn't care. I wasn't allowed to go anyway because my dad would have been like, "Whose house you at?"
Right.
It
Yeah.
didn't matter if he was white or black. It's like a boy's house. Whose house are you at?
Damn.
So I was like, you don't have to get all upset. I wasn't going to be allowed to go anyway. But he was just mad. He got in the middle of the parking lot. He was on the floor. He just threw his hat down. He was like, yelling at his mom. I'm like,
Whoa.
I was so embarrassed. I wish I could just be this big.
Sounds like he really liked you then.
That's too much.
Too much. It's a lot of
around, and I was very embarrassed because I knew that they all knew it was because he wanted me to. Because they all knew that we were kind of talking and stuff. So that didn't work out.
Yeah.
And then it's been a couple that I've heard through in that they liked me or whatever. It's just, but I'm not opposed to it.
Not opposed to it.
I have a preference.
Okay. The black man.
Yeah, I'm just attracted to black men. I'm attracted to all men, but there's something about black men I just I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Ain't nothing like a little
Big
bit of
burly
melanin.
black
Okay.
Mess up the diet,
Hello,
you know what I'm
Michael B.
saying?
Jordan, if you're listening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't have any if I see a black and white couple together, I don't be like, I don't like that. If that's what they like, that's what they like.
Exactly. It's your prerogative. You do whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Who am I to sit there and tell you who to love?
Yeah.
If you love somebody, you care about them, and they're good for you, you're good for them. Whatever the case may be, that's on you. I don't think your race should matter, honestly speaking. And then not to mention some of us that are of mixed ethnicities. Because my great grandmother was an Italian woman, my great grandfather was a full blooded Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? So one of my grandparents was half black. And it's if it's in your genetics, not everybody, but it's I mean, who cares?
Yeah. Well,
especially here, because in U.S., I mean, almost everybody's like kind of mixed up.
We're all something.
Yeah, like at this point, everybody is not just one thing unless you just came over here from your country. Most people are kind of mixed up, so it's like whatever.
That's true. Well, hopefully I answered your question, Jake, who sent that question in. Okay, another listener question. This comes from Mr. Thomas. He's asked, why do you one day, I guess you meaning woman or black woman, one day want to give a man the silent treatment or decide to give that cold shoulder and not reply to his text? So pretty much he's asking, what's up with the silent treatment?
Well, I know if I give you a silent treatment, it's because, like, I don't want to lash out or I don't want to be, like, popping off and, getting upset. So, like, let me just collect myself. Let me step back before I cuss your ass out,
So you're doing y'all a favor.
Yeah, I'm doing you a favor, Thomas, by stepping back and taking myself, Mr. Thomas, giving you a moment and, giving myself that time to, okay, let me not speak to you. It may seem like a cold shoulder, but it's really me collecting myself. And if I speak in that moment, then you're going to be like, well, damn, why she cuss me out like that? Cause motherfucker, so I'd rather, collect myself.
So you probably can hurt some feelings.
I have, that's why I take that time now to step back and, hold on, let me not lash out in the moment. Let me really cool down and let's have a mature, conversation.
Yeah, you probably will say something that you probably don't mean and probably regret it later on.
Or I'll say what I mean, but it'll come out wrong.
God damn. you still mean it.
Yeah, like I'll mean what I say, but if I, in wrong. That moment, it'll come out like, well, dad, you ain't have to say it like that. Cause I've been in situations where I said what I said and I meant what I said, but how I said it came off very harsh and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I still want you to know how I feel.
Right.
So,
right. You ever gave a guy silent treatment, Cree? Just completely cut him off for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm ready to talk now.
Yeah. No, and that's my exact answer.
Actually, what women do y'all say, are you ready to talk now?
No, I've done it. Like, I feel like.
What was the reason? Like, pissed you off or?
Usually, if I'm giving you the silent treatment, you usually did something to me. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I haven't had petty moments, but for the most part, if I'm upset, it's usually because of something that somebody else did or said to me, and I may have allowed that to really bother me, depending on what that situation was. So I'm trying to like grow from certain aspects, but I mean, yeah, like if I'm the same way when it comes to like what Brittany said, like. Sometimes, especially for me, because I know I have a smart ass mouth, and I know that I can say some shit that's hurtful.
Get under the feelings a little bit,
and I'm, and I might come for your jugular.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? Dependent, and I really don't intend to. And then sometimes, like for me, I'm the type of person when I'm upset or when I'm mad or when I'm angry, just leave me alone. Let me have my space. Let me cool down. Don't say nothing to me. Don't ask me for nothing. I won't ask you for nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing to you. Just let me chill, and when I'm ready to talk, I will talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll, or if I'll give you like the green light, like okay, you can sit down, you can approach me or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm not talking to you, it's for a good reason.
How long does that space last though? Like when you need just that break, how long does that typically? Like a couple of days?
Honestly, I can't even say. It really depends on the person and the situation and what happened. Like, cause it could be something that we can get into it about. And like I just want to talk to you for like maybe like an hour or two or probably like a day. It depends on the person, what happened, the severity of the situation, like all that varies because I'm unpredictable even to myself. So sometimes I really don't know how I'm going to react to something or how silent I'm going to be or however I'm going to do whatever until it happens. So
what about you, educated queen? You ever gave a guy silent treatment?
Yes, I am notorious for doing that.
Oh man.
I think I like agree with basically everything they said. I feel like sometimes people should in general, I think, if you know that you have that tendency to pop off and like say things that are mean or hurtful or even if you do mean them and like you know how they might come off wrong, because sometimes for me I just have to take time not only just to calm down but to really think about the situation and like, okay, what went wrong in this situation? Like you have to gather yourself before you talk to them about it, because then everything might just all your emotions might come out. And I'm like real emotional, like I get mad, like so. Oh boy! But and so to think about, okay, is this me? Like, am I wrong for reacting to the situation this way? I feel this way. How can I? What is a good way for me to bring this to them and like express myself to them? Like, and really actually like that time is also just to really like calm down. Maybe you gotta talk to God. Maybe you gotta like count to 20. Yeah. Or whatever. But for me, it takes a long time to get me to the point. Like, it depends on the person too. Like, to get me to a point where I'm gonna just like yell at you and cuss you out.
Yeah.
But so if I get to that point, that means like that's bad.
Oh,
Because I'm actually pretty a patient person, but that's why. And I think it's because I do take. It seems like I'm patient of this because I take the time to just like chill out.
Yeah.
Or I'll just leave the situation. I don't gotta deal with this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Even through texting, like sometimes I just don't text back because I don't feel like it either. It's not even necessarily a challenge.
You just don't feel like it.
Don't feel like talking to you.
Don't you think that leaves a guy maybe in some type of limbo or like it's just guessing like, is it something I did? Like, why is she like talk? Like, what? I don't.
Like,
it's like, yo, I don't know what's going on.
Like, they was like, yo, what are you doing right now? I'm not gonna just like not respond. I mean, it's a possibility, but usually I'm just not respond. I feel like nothing. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you just don't feel like talking to people. I don't know. It's nothing like that they did wrong.
So it's nothing personal sometimes.
Sometimes.
I mean, yeah, it could be sometimes.
Sometimes you just need space, like just unplug the world and just be like,
Word.
no phone, no nothing. Let me just sit here and just relax on my own. It's not you. It's me.
In some cases, like everybody kind of needs their space sometimes, and then not to mention it depends on the vibe and the person of who you are. Like, it's like, do I really want to continue this conversation or this connection with you? Are you really worth my time right now? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like in those situations, still, you want to be courteous and be like, even though I don't like you like that, let me tell you I don't like you. Like, not to hurt your feelings, but like, be courteous. Like, hey, it's not you. It's me.
All right. Let me ask y'all this. So, like, when you got that time alone where you're not talking to the guy you're dating or whatever, are you thinking about a breakup? Like, breaking up with him?
Not
like,
necessarily.
like, what's going through your head? Like, should I leave him? Should I break up over this? Like, is there, like, what's going through your mind?
It's really weighing my options, like, pros and cons. Like, am I willing to put up with this? Or do I want to constantly deal with this? Because, it's like, if we always arguing and we're always going through something and I gotta always take some time to myself and step back, it's like, is this worth my peace? Is this worth it for me to, really put myself through this? Or sometimes you just want to get away from people. Like, if you're always around somebody, you can tend to get, overwhelmed with that person and be like, you know what, we always together, I always see you, I don't want your ass. Like, bye. But it depends on the situation. Like,
okay,
it's not always about a breakup.
It's not always.
No, I mean, it just goes back to, it depends on the guy, the context of your relationship. You know what I'm saying? Who he is as a person, who you are as a person, what you're experiencing at that present moment. The connection. There's a lot of variables that play to the factor. Like, because as women, our minds run like 1,000 miles. We could be thinking about a bunch of things, and right now, you're just not
the priority, right?
Yeah, like, it's nothing personal, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes my mind is like elsewhere.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else. Mr. Thomas got another one. Yeah, Mr. Thomas with a roll. All right. Do you feel like you hate all men, or the one you are with when it's that time of the month?
What?
Mr. Thomas.
Okay, well, let's play 21
Straight
questions.
From Mr. Thomas.
Okay? No, not hate.
Because it's no
man,
secret. Women, y'all get moody when it's,
Yeah, I know. I'm a very moody person, period. So
does it make you hate all men, or just that guy, like, just get the fuck away right now? All men are the devil. The straight devil.
During that time, it's like, just go get my chocolate and please to the left. Okay, we gonna watch movies in 7 days. Okay, we can cuddle in 7 days. Like,
that's right.
No, it's not a hate all men type of thing. It's
my wife treat me like shit, man.
It's probably like hate the world type of thing. Like, I don't want nobody around.
Yeah.
I
go in the basement.
Man cave, here I come.
Right down in the basement.
That's funny.
Then she like, why are you going in the basement? What the fuck?
What are you?
So you don't kill me. Go ahead, Cree.
I wouldn't say that I hate all men.
If you're watching, we love you.
Yeah. Right.
Shout I told her about this,
Whitney. Hey, Whitney girl.
I don't hype her up.
But no.
I'm sorry, please don't.
Babe,
I love you.
Right. Just a little joke.
Right.
Don't take it personal, but for real.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't feel like that. Like, I don't know.
Do you get moody though, right?
I mean, sometimes it depends. I try to be mindful. I really do, like, over the last several years of my life, like, I've just been trying to work on self-improvement, self-love, self-care, all these different things, and my approach to different things and people, you know, your interpersonal skills. So I try to be mindful during that time of the month. So I really do, you know what I'm saying, because anything could set me off. It ain't even just all men or just my man at that moment or whatever. Like, I can easily just snap off on anybody. So I try to be conscious. Man or woman.
Everybody's a type.
You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't say, like, I ain't all men, like, you all are terrible. No, I don't have attitude like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if my guy, if he knows, it's like, you gonna try to be accommodating and understanding, like, you know, I just try to watch it. You know what I'm saying? As far as, be careful with me, in the words of Cardi B, just be mindful of the things that you do and say. You know what I'm saying?
I'm more one time, I tried to come behind her for a kiss, got the elbow, like, oh, okay, sorry. Don't touch me. All right.
Love you too. Gotta go.
Go to the store and get me ice cream and chocolate.
I like her.
Yes, dear.
I like her.
Happy wife is a happy life.
That's true. It's very true. Very true. What about you, Elise? Time of the month.
I feel like I haven't become moody until like within the last like 5 to 7 years or something. Like, I know when I was younger, I didn't used to get moody. I don't know. People, like, I would hear that, I'm like, I don't know what y'all upset about.
You still be the same.
You people, we hate on it.
But now it's not like that. Like, now I know I get frustrated, and I be feeling bad because it's like she said, like, it's anybody. It's not just me. Like, my dad, he'll get it, and I be feeling so bad.
Oh man,
I get so frustrated with him sometimes. Like, during that time,
it's just like, shut up, please.
Yeah, like little things, like things that don't normally, like, it's like, why did that piss you off? It's like,
right.
Like,
it just did.
Like, why did you put the table over there like that? Like, why would you? It's just like stupid stuff. Like, I don't know, but I try to I'll isolate myself. Like, I'm pretty much a solitary person. I just isolate
be alone.
myself. Yeah, like, I just go in my room. I'll be in my room a lot. I'll watch Netflix or I don't know, sleep or something. I don't know.
Sleep it off.
Go shopping. I don't know. Do stuff to make me like, so I don't have to be around the people or whatever. But
right. So you just keep yourself busy.
Yeah, or I just won't respond to them.
Or not
I'm
respond.
like the queen of not responding.
All right.
You hurt feelings out here, man. God damn. All right, Melva got one more. Mr. Thomas. Okay, we're gonna talk about this later on, but we'll ask it anyway. Character traits you want to see in a man. Whoever wants to take it first. What would you like to see the type of characteristics in a man?
Is this thing on? Loyalty.
Hello.
You know?
Hello, are you there?
Okay.
Do you hear me?
Honesty,
Honesty.
respect. You know?
Okay.
A lot of things, you know?
Confidence, definitely.
Definitely.
But not arrogance. That's different. Like,
There's a difference, right?
Yeah, someone who's confident in themselves and don't feel the need to be validated.
Right.
Granted, like in a relationship, for a guy or a girl, it feels nice to hear from that person that, okay, I care about you, or you good at that, or whatever, but don't, like, have some self-confidence and some self-esteem, and some success-driven, you know.
Goal-oriented.
Yeah, goal-oriented. Like, you don't have to be, like, a billionaire, making, like, Bill Gates bucks. I'm not opposed to that.
Right.
Amen. I touch and agree.
Don't just only expect, like, me to do work, or, like, for you to just, like, I don't like a freeloader, you know.
Right.
But something that, you know, you have something that you're working towards and you feel passionate about, something that you feel like a purpose that you have in life that you want to work towards, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's fair.
A classy man.
Classy.
A man that's very, you know, sexy, like, and not just like, oh, you fine, but like, okay, you well put together. Like, you can, I love a man that can put together an outfit.
Yes.
A well dressed, well groomed man. Like, can we go get our nails done together, babe? Like, you know, you get them polished up and you go ahead and
Get
you
your
know,
nail manicure.
you know, you ain't got to get your eyebrows plucked, but don't get that, you know, that McDonald's arch going in. I got a
Wear
cousin
nice
like
suit.
that kind of.
No, I can't.
There's nothing like a man in a nice suit.
Man,
Yes.
what?
Suit to women is what lingerie is to men.
Yes.
Really?
And that's real.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
It is.
I never
Preach.
That
Go
part.
ahead.
Okay. You can't buy? Listen.
As far as men for me, because I've had various experiences off and on. Amen.
Well, we know who the. Never mind. Go ahead.
We not.
The secret one y'all don't know about.
Uh-huh.
Y'all gonna find out.
There's
Be
no.
quiet.
There's no secret guy.
No, I just feel like, I mean, we all been through a lot of different things in our lives, past relationships, interactions with men, sexual encounters, and the like. But for me personally, especially if it's somebody who's recently just you know what I'm saying, been dating as of late, quote unquote.
Look at the face over there.
We
got some questions after this podcast, huh?
We're not.
We'll talk.
But
We talk about first dates.
yeah.
Amen.
For me, it's like, because of the past experiences, I feel like it's important for you to be emotionally and spiritually healthy. I think that's so important because they go hand in hand. That makes up a lot of who you are, how you handle things, how successful in relationships that you might be, and how you know what I'm saying, thrive day to day. Because I know I've worked so hard to be at a healthy space because of my past experiences. You know what I'm saying? So you can't sit there and try to approach me and you're not over somebody. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Or if you broken in places. I'm first of all, this is not Build-A-Bear. Build a nigga. Hello. Like, and Frederick Douglass has this quote, says it's easier to repair broken children than it is to repair a broken man. And that's so true because I've experienced that firsthand. You know what I'm saying? And I've been broken in areas in my life it was hard to come back from. So that's key, and it's so vital. Like, if you don't have that together, if your mental capacity isn't where it needs to be, may the Lord watch between me and the Hebrew while we are absent one from another. Okay.
What if you really like the guy?
It doesn't matter.
You wouldn't do
my
it.
emotional health is too important to me. You're not about to sit there and bring me down and drag me down and pull me down with you. I worked too hard to get to this place, and I refuse to go back. I don't care how cute you are. I don't care how much money you got or what all you got going for you. If you're not together here, all that stuff doesn't matter. Because when you take all that stuff away, what do you have on the inside? Do you have substance, my nigga? Like, are you intelligent? Can you hold a conversation? Can you keep up with me? Are you secure? Do you have self-confidence? Are you responsible? Are you romantic? Are you thoughtful? Are you wise? You know what I'm saying? All those things matter.
Girl, can
emotional
I
health. I received. Listen, my cash app is what's the money sign? And then
Journey.
Summer 13. Amen. Praise God. If anybody wants to bless with the collection plate. But no, seriously though, because I've taken. See, the thing about me is, and I'm gonna be a little transparent when I'll give everything away. Over the last couple of years, I haven't really been dating much since my last serious relationship. I've dated here and there, you know what I'm saying?
Nothing serious.
Had a couple encounters with a couple guys I didn't have no business. But in that time, after a while, I just decided, like, okay, I'm just keeping myself together and away from all niggas. Like, I'm not dating. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not entertaining. None of that. I'm going to take the time to work on me. Okay. And I took that very seriously because it's just like, at the end of the day, you want to, I feel like I want what I could offer. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
So I feel like that's important to really make sure that you're good, because I don't want to sit there going around damaging people because somebody damaged me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On top of my own brokenness that I was already experiencing, because a part of that is also taking self-responsibility and self-reflection for yourself. Right. You know what I'm saying? And really reflecting back on not only past relationships but past traumas, childhood hurts. You know what I'm saying? Anything that could possibly affect my relationship with the next person. I want to make sure that I take a good look and a full inventory of what's going on with Cree, so that way that isn't an issue for my next and hopefully last.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then my goal is to get married one day. I want to be able to have a healthy foundation. I want to be a whole person, so I want a whole person. You know what I'm saying? You can't have certain things that you would expect and you don't have some of those things also. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Like, for me, like I said, emotional, spiritual health is so key.
Yeah.
Like, if I feel like you're too emotionally immature or spiritually immature, that's not going to work for me. I'm too grown to settle. I'm too grown to just take anything. I'm 27 years old.
Yeah. I think a lot of girls out here settle too.
They do. They do, because it's just like they either have mommy and or daddy issues. You know what I'm saying? They haven't dealt with past hurts and traumas and breakups and issues, and, you know, from rejection issues to, you know what I'm saying, assault to, you know, whatever, domestic violence, or to, you know what I'm saying, being mentally, verbally, and emotionally abused. You know, all those, and a host of other things that I, you know what I'm saying, didn't mention. But the point is, you just want to make sure that you're whole and that you're healthy, because at the end of the day, if that person walks away, you still have yourself intact. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you want to make sure that you are good on all angles. Like, I don't believe in the statement, oh, you complete me. No, there's no such thing. God does. He knows the beginning from my end, not you, because
Girl, where's my purse?
Going in.
Okay. Where's my purse?
She going in.
I mean, can we just be real?
But
no, serious.
You have to have a spiritual, like, you have to have a relationship. For me, you have to have a relationship with God.
Absolutely.
Because that, like you were saying, like, making sure that you get yourself in order and that you're really growing yourself in all these aspects. But really, the only way you can really assuredly do that, in my opinion, is if you have a relationship with Jesus.
Absolutely.
Because that's the only way you're going to reach higher and higher levels to me. And I can't be with someone who is not on that level or not have that mindset or just don't believe in Jesus at all. Because I'm like, well, now what do we have to talk about? Like,
exactly.
how are we going to grow together? And we, but that's probably another
Can
question.
you cover me?
Yeah, we gonna get all that. We gonna hit all that.
Yeah, like if I'm in my moment and I'm too broken and I can't get on my knees and pray and worship, can you, or are you gonna be like, well, that God stuff don't work?
Right, like, wait a minute.
Put
Can
your
you
gloves
cover
on,
me?
Because we finna fight. Like,
You know what I'm saying? And that's key. It's like, and that's another. And then the other thing I think that's important to me as far as dating and relationships is being intentional.
Okay.
Being very intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have a purpose? Like, my pastor Sipper talks about it all the time. Shout out to Dr. R.A. Vernon. She was plug.
church.
Amen. He wrote 2 books called The 10 Rules of Dating and The 10 Rules of Dating in the social media area. So shameless plug. But no, seriously though, you have to be intentional with how you do things and who you're dating, who you're encountering, and what you're looking for, what it is that you want. If you just want to have fun, then say that. If you want to date seriously, then say that. If you want to just sex, then say that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Give me a choice.
Right. But
Deal
don't.
with it.
It's just like we're too old for games and the sipper and pity pat around the things that we really truly want or don't want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm too grown to say stop. It's like, no, nigga, I'm not fucking with you. Stop.
Yeah.
Or stop. Or come here, Pool. Come here, babe. Like, oh, let me kiss you. Let me, but whatever. But seriously though, like, you got to make sure that you're straight. Like, and as far as when I say dating with intentions, like, for me, my goal is to eventually get married. You know what I'm saying? And to stay married. And I'm not talking about just all the nice, beautiful weddings that you see on Instagram and Facebook. I mean, that's beautiful, but we talking about building a solid foundation of marriage. You know what I'm saying? Not just what look good on the outside, but it's grounded, it's level, it's together, it's on one accord with you, myself, and God. You know what I'm saying? And then not to mention, if you're the head of the household, I need to make sure that who don't tell me who you over until you tell me who you're under, okay? That's number one. And that's both in submitting yourself to God and then a spiritual leader. So that's important. So how can you lead me? How can I follow you? How can I be your helpmeet if you're not submitted to anything or anyone?
Are we walking in circles, or do we have
like, what's the plan?
Right.
What's the goal? What are we doing? How can I help and add to you? You know what I'm saying? Be the blessing to you, because your blessing is because of me. First of all, it talks about in the Bible, but I can't super add that value on top of what the value that you add to me.
Preaching. I need to get my quarter
until I know what the vision is, what the goal is, what the plan is. What are we doing? What is the goal? What's going on? Because if you don't have a plan and goal in mind, then we don't got nothing to talk about.
Okay,
it is.
You can't lead me. You can't lead your family. You can't lead nothing.
Well, Melvin, I hope that answered it for you.
I think she did a good job.
Mr. Thomas.
Let's just give her our mic. She did that.
That's a great note to take a break on. Let's take a break, then we're going to get into our actual topics for the episode. Make sure you don't go nowhere. Cloth Talk Podcast.
See that I'm giving my all for it. Whatever you need, girl, I'm all for it. Yeah, I get it popping. You know that I'm ready. I'm ready whenever you call for it. Baby, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Baby, I'm on the way. I'm on you heavy, I'm up in the Chevy. Better get ready, cause I'm on the way. Your other dude, he was a letdown. No wonder you all on my head now. I can make you feel good with your legs down. Don't tell me you up in the bed now. Baby, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Baby, I'm on the way. Talking massage, just talking to hide it. You say the word, baby, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Text. You should go pick up some latex. And I hit her back where you stay next. I hope you for real, baby, say yes. And she sent the addy like, yes, nigga. I want it and I want the best, nigga. I told her just stay with your man, no. Cause I never trip on the next, nigga. I could be cool and get high with you. I could be fooling and ride with you. Famous, so you gotta hide, niggas. I had no problem being your side, nigga. And that's real, girl, cause I know chicks talk. When it's good, when it's bad, when she pissed off. When I see you, boy, I'm going for the lift off. Real hood, nigga, tell them other dudes get lost. Baby, I could put a crib on your wrist right now. I can have your ass feeling rich right now. Give me attitude, Yeah, give me talk back, yeah, give me chips right now. Give me live right now, and if you live right now, yeah, try to make a nigga wait for it. Either had to put it on the plate for it. Pipe so good, baby, even if I'm late for it. You don't even trip, you just set another day for it. See that I'm giving my all for it. Whatever you need, girl, I'm all for it. Yeah, I get it poppin', you know that I'm ready whenever you call for it. Baby, I'm on the way, I'm on the way. Baby, I'm on the way. I'm on you heavy, I'm up in the Chevy. Better get ready, cause I'm on the way. Your other dude, he was a letdown. No wonder you all on my head now. I can make you feel good with your legs down. Don't tell me you up in the bed now. Baby, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Baby, I'm on the way. Talking massage, just talking to hide it. You say the word, baby, I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
Said she want it all the time. Told her, baby, in my line. And now I'm come through in the middle of the night. Started up and pressing wine. Round two. Baby, you know you're my type. Kiss you whatever you like. And I'm gonna go deep. You know I love you, scream. Serve it up and let me eat. Girl, you know that I'm a freak. Guaranteed that you buzzing like you fucking a Marine. I'm a singer, but I'm hella nasty. And I need a shawty to match me. If you're thinking that could be you, let me know when it comes through.
See that I'm giving my all for it. Whatever you need, girl, I'm all for it. Yeah, I get it poppin', you know that I'm ready whenever you call for it. Baby, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Baby, I'm on the way. I'm on you heavy, I'm up in the Chevy. Better get ready, cause I'm on the way. Your other dude, he was a letdown. No wonder you all on my head now. I can make you feel good with your legs down. Don't tell me you up in the bed now. Baby, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Baby, I'm on the way. Talking massage, just talking to hide it. You say the word, baby, I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
We are back on Cloth Talk Podcast. Brittany Journey is here. Cree is here. Educated Queen Elise is here. Having a good old podcast. Make sure y'all look out for Cree's future podcast, Words of Wisdom with Cree.
I touch and agree on that. Yes, God, I will be praying over that.
We're going to get her own podcast going.
I'm not going to play with y'all. That's what she's not finna do.
You thought Ayana fixed your life. Wait till Christian puts in the dough.
Every Mondays with Cree.
Amen. We give you all these ideas. You have no excuse.
Right.
Don't you be in there in your prayer closet. I don't know what to do, guys. We told you in the podcast what to do.
Go back and watch
First of all, I'm going to say this.
Go ahead.
I'm not finna play with y'all. I don't know about no podcast, but
we ain't.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into the topic. The first one, expectations on a first date. So when a gentleman's calling you, hit you up, say, all right, I want to take you on a date, such and such time, location. What are we expecting?
Well, for starters, it's a good thing that he said, I want to take you and pick you up this time, and we're going to go
Of
here.
course.
So at least,
assuming he's a gentleman.
You know, assuming.
Yeah, let's assume he's a gentleman and does it, approach you the correct way.
Amen. I'm expecting you to be a man of your word. Mm-hmm. And when you say this is what we're going to do, this is, how we're going to be a gentleman. Don't just hunk your horn outside my house.
I'm outside.
Bruh. Hey, I'm outside.
Come out.
Okay, this is the apartment, blah, blah.
Actually.
Knock on my door. Just keep on rolling.
Right.
You outside, well, you going to stay there. But, come knock on the door and, I'm a hopeless romantic. So, show up with some flowers or something, make my heart beat. Be a gentleman, open the door for me. And, if it's cold and you see I got on, my shoulders out, throw your coat over my shoulder. Just be very romantic. Like, even though it's something, wow me on the first day. Because if you don't, it won't be a second.
Does it take to wow you?
I'm very
what does he
simple.
have to do?
I'm a very simple person, overall. Like, I feel like I'm a comedian, we can pray on that. I want to have a stand-up comedy show one day, Hey, man, but it doesn't take a lot to wow me. Like, just put in effort. Yeah. If you show me, if there's thought into the things that you do, like, hey, we have this table, or, if we're dating, we're going on a date, I'm assuming we've been talking for a while and you're getting to know me. So, I'll say little stuff like, I love water. Mm-hmm. Just be mindful. Yeah. And, if I like it, and you're listening, like, just, okay, he was listening. Like,
yeah. That's a plus.
Right.
Women love to know that you listening.
Yes.
Listening.
Yeah, like, that's a big plus, and that's a very big turn on. Like, oh, okay, and don't expect because you did all this nice stuff that you're going to get something at the end of the night, because
that's most men's expectations.
You know, like, okay, I just spent all this
Let go
money.
of that experience.
Okay, she like water. We got
It ain't happening.
That's not.
Nothing's happening. Okay, bye, Ricky.
real.
Like, but
Bye, Ricky. Bye, Mr. Ricky.
Hello.
but you know,
So you want the guy to be attentive.
very
attentive.
and
Okay.
don't. If we're on a date, I don't want to see you doing this every 5 minutes.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yes. Keep your phone to a
like,
minimum.
okay, I understand we have businesses, like, you know, we're in the age of entrepreneurs, like, but
Yep.
if you're in a time and you have a date for somebody, give that person your undivided attention. Like, forget the phone, let's leave the phone in the car, let's see if we can have a conversation. Because if we're dating and, like, you know, the goal is marriage or whatever the case may be, like, can you be my friend? Can we have a conversation? I'm a silly person, can we laugh till my face turn red? Because, you know, I'm light skinned. You know? So can we, you know, can we get beneath the surface? Like, can we really talk and dig deep and have an intellectual conversation?
Exactly.
Can you meet me where I'm at?
Right.
Or do I have to, you know, bring myself down to meet you? Or can we just
Can we
kick
level?
it and have a great time and without it always being like, damn, girl, them titties sit nice man. Like, well, fuck you, okay?
You're supposed to be looking up here.
Look at my eyes, they're round. Can you notice I got a lazy eye? Like,
I bet you didn't even notice it. It was
you didn't even notice one of my eyebrows was thicker than the other one.
That's funny.
Yeah, so
Like, you know,
What about you, Cree? What's your expectations on the first date?
very, very similar to what Brittany
Okay.
said. Like, you know,
echo that sentiment.
yeah, definitely. I'm big on first impressions.
First impressions.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Does it matter where he takes you?
Yes and no, not necessarily. Like, I think it goes into the thought and the effort and his whole plan of how you know, you better not take me to no damn McDonald's.
I was thinking that.
I know
I
that.
don't want no damn Happy Meal.
No McDonald's.
No McDonald's. We're not finna do that.
I would
But
prefer a picnic in the park if we gonna do that.
right,
Yes.
like if you could be creative with something like that, right?
Okay.
Or I mean, if you don't have a whole lot of money to really, you know, do something, then just be creative. Just put the effort and time to show that you care. Because sometimes it don't take a whole lot of money. Like, I was having a conversation with somebody recently, and it was just like, well, you know, sometimes, well, I guess some men, money plays a factor to show us how much effort they're willing to put in and how much they like you. But for some people, it's not. It's just all about your thought process. So, but for me, just being a gentleman, you know what I'm saying? Of course, like Brittany said, like, do not honk your horn and like, or call me or text me like, oh, I'm outside. No, you bring your ass upstairs. You're going to sit and ring my doorbell. You're going to knock or my door or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to let me know that you're here. You know what I'm saying? Just be mindful, be sweet, be thoughtful, be romantic. You know, definitely make me laugh. I like to laugh, but also give me a little bit of insight of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Be open. You know, and just be yourself. Like, give me a chance to really, like, see you for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I want you to wow me. You ain't got to do nothing so extravagant. But like Brittany said, my pastor said, and I learned a lot from my pastor, honestly. So I might represent him a lot. But really, like, if you not wow me on the first date, then it's probably not going to be a second. Like, or it will have to take a really, really good reason for you to sip or get a second date out of me. Because it's like, I don't like my time being wasted. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I tell Brittany all the time, over the last few years with a few guys that I've encountered in one way or another, it's either I dealt with bullshit or disappointment or both. And, you know, and wasting time is worse than wasting money. You know what I'm saying? I'm going out my way to get dressed, you know what I'm saying? Put on this nice new outfit, smelling good. You know, I mean, I'm always do that because I walk out the house put together every day. But what I'm saying is, but what I'm saying is I'm putting forth even extra effort to make sure that I look beautiful for you. I mean, I'm doing it for myself, but you're getting some of my time just like I'm getting some of yours. I'm going to put forth my best effort, my best presentation. You know what I'm saying? A best representation of myself, and I expect the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's hard. Like, and I'm going to be upfront and honest with you, and I'm going to ask you certain questions, you know what I'm saying, what my thought process is or where we see things going. I mean, we don't have to get so serious on the first day, but like, give me a a preview of what I may be looking forward to in the future, because dating is a precursor to marriage. And those first impressions say a lot, because I don't want to sit or miss any signs, because if there's something that I might catch now that might be an issue for me later, sometimes it may show up on the first date or it might show later on. I just need to like know, but just, you know, like I said, just the simple things, just be a gentleman. And then this is my other thing, because I had a recent first date. Be not only thoughtful, be prepared. Be very prepared. Like,
in what sense? What do you like?
First of all, financially.
Oh, okay.
As far as resources.
So a guy's paying for everything first date.
I'll put the.
Of course.
So
so we're gonna have on this, right? We're gonna have, right?
If you feel like you want to sit there and date me, you plan. No. Listen, because
I thought we was gonna have.
We not finna do no Dutch.
If I buy you this, you know that's coming
She
out
don't.
your gas money, right? You motherfucker.
Right, like
Gas money.
seriously, I done had a guy come at me like that. I was just like, you cannot be serious.
Man,
this
what?
is not.
Take me home.
Hello.
How about you bust a U-turn real quick?
You know what I'm saying? Or even if I'm meeting you, because it, you know, nowadays you got to be careful who you let come to your house. Like,
that's true.
I'll, you know, meet you at the place, but even still, just be mindful, be attentive, but also make sure that your resources are intact and that you're fully prepared for this date, or if something happens or anything. Like, it was this one video I was watching of this guy that I follow on Instagram who makes the valid points, and I kind of learned a couple things from him. Like, I try to learn from other people. As far as dealing with others interpersonally. So for me, it's just a matter of, you know, dating is an extracurricular activity. Just like you in high school, you do things after you get your work done. So you want to make sure that you get your work done, make sure all your priorities are intact, bills are paid, taking care of it, that you can budget out whatever money that you can. So, you know what I'm saying, be able to prepare for a date with me, or just in case, or even if you don't plan on spending a whole lot of money, but if you want to, you know, use a method to be creative, like, you know what I'm saying? Just be prepared. Like I said, put the thought and the effort. Yeah. And don't sit there and play like you fake interested. It's like either you with me or you really trying to get to know me or you not. Like, as if you out here to sit there and play games or just to be like, oh, it's just what it is. No, it ain't no, it is what it is. Either be intentional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then,
go ahead.
To piggyback off of what Chris said, like, don't date me off of face value. Like, try to, you know, get in that process before you ask to date me, because as soon as you see me, it's not like, hey, I seen you in the line at the laundromat. Like, can we go out Friday? Get to know me. You know, court me. Like, really take time to get to know me so we can know if this is really gonna work. Don't try to get to know me because you see that I'm like, I'm appealing to the eye.
Yeah.
Get to know me mentally, like depths. Like, okay, like this is what she's into. Like, okay, she's an educated woman. Like, and if you know you can't handle me,
look room for somebody else.
Don't
take
say
up space.
Yeah, like don't just sit around and be like, okay, well I know she out my league, you know, but I'm gonna still shoot my shot. Like, you want to go to the dollar movie and that's fine. Like listen, I'm all about budgeting and saving money. Like, okay, let's have fun, but don't just, you know, try to rush stuff and take your time. Yeah. Yes. Everybody today in society today, everybody's rushing because they feel like, oh, okay, like, oh, this person popping, or this is this and this is that. Like, I want that Beyonce and Jay-Z, but that take time. Yeah, take your time. Like, don't rush me, because baby, I take my time and everything. So you know, I'm not gonna rush you, and I'm not. If I know you out my league, I'm gonna politely say, you know what, baby, I like you. You look very nice, you know, but you got some stuff going on, and right now I'm figuring me out. Brittany getting Brittany together, and I don't want to slow you down. I don't want to be that hindrance in the road for you.
I think it takes a very mature person to realize that too, and so maturity is important.
Yeah,
to be able to be real with yourself and realize, okay, I am not what they're more than what I can handle right now, or I'm not what they need right now, like, or whatever. I'm not gonna be able to give them what they want, or whatever the case is. Like, that takes a lot of maturity and like humility to just be able to say that.
Exactly. Exactly.
What about you, Elise? Your expectations on the first date? What are you looking for?
I mean, honestly, I echo a lot of the things they said. Okay. Like, I mean, I really like a gentleman.
A gentleman.
Yes, like, you mean, like she said, like they said.
Open doors.
Ask me to come
offer up your jacket if you're cold.
Bring flowers. You don't have to be extravagant and pull up in a limo or whatever.
Nice gestures.
Come in a jet, you know.
Don't you land on the top of my building. I'm not about to fix this roof for you.
My renter's insurance don't cover that.
Please don't do that. But, you know, and to me, like, the conversation is very important. I've been on dates before where it's just like it's a lot of dead space, and that is so annoying.
Right.
Like, or if you try to talk and they're not a very good conversationalists, so it's like that one word or kind of one sentence. Yeah, and it's like, I just want to go home.
Or you got this personality that's all good over the phone or in text messages, but when you in person, is where's the rest of that personality at?
Yeah, because it's easy to fake a person or fake like. Being able to have a good conversation through text, because this is one, it's like a text, you know. I shoot you one question, you answer, blah, blah.
And a lot can get blurred in between that.
But when you're in front of a person, now you have to really perform. Like, okay, can you what do you like, or you know, and not only that, but honesty and like genuineness, like you were saying. Don't try to put on this front like we talking. Okay, so you know, like I got this and that. Like I don't really care about all that. I'm not a very like materialistic person, so I don't really care to hear about all the things. Like I don't want to. You don't have to impress me with that, because that doesn't impress me. I just bought this
watch yesterday. You like that, honey?
Right? Like you guys are very showy. Like you know, girl.
These red bottoms. These bloody shoes. Like okay.
Yeah, but it's your rent paid, sir.
Not as your rent.
You afford red bottoms. It's your rent paid. Your bill taken care of. Is your kids okay?
Where your babies at?
I live in my mama's basement. She paid the rent.
Okay. I know you fucking lied. We gotta go.
You
check, please.
Check, please.
You gonna pay for this?
I can't do it.
Honey, I'll dip out.
You washing dishes, sir?
Right, I will.
Girl, call me an Uber.
Or Lyft, depending on how
share my location since I got an iPhone now. Like, yo, girl, call me, tell me it's an emergency.
Call me, girl. I'm
right. Oh, you know what? My grandma's in the hospital right now.
Right. You said last week she was dead. Nobody listening.
I got several grandmas.
Okay.
I
got step parents.
Several.
Okay. My step grandma, mama.
Or even if we just on some, if I'm gonna just keep it real, keep it G, I'll just be like, look, I'm telling you what my pastor told me, like, this is not a godly connection. And this is, like, you can do things with grace and just let people down easy. Like,
you gotta hit them with the high, low, high.
Right, exactly.
Give them a compliment. I greatly appreciate you for asking me all of this thing. That was very sweet, but you are trash. But you actually,
that was a low.
God,
that's a low. You know, you gotta get it in there. You know,
you are trash.
Right.
You're trash.
No offense.
But I honestly think that you're going to prosper with the next woman.
Just not me.
She is not here.
Wow.
She is not here. She is not me. And I am not for you.
I am not her. This is not, no.
Got a blast, okay?
All right, let me ask y'all this. Staying on the topic of dating. How old we going? What's the gap? 10 years difference?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, no, that's a lie.
That's a lie.
Well, I'm going to keep it 100 since we on this podcast. I've dated somebody.
What's the oldest you did? Keep it funky.
I was about...
What? I didn't say anything.
You know, your best friend, like, tell me, because I want to know about this.
I know.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
about a couple.
You ain't got to touch your head. I was about 21, and he was in his 40s.
So 20-something years difference.
20-something years gap.
Wow.
You know who I'm talking about.
I know.
Okay.
Wow.
And
well, hold on. Let's slow down. Hold on. All right, we got some questions before you get there. How did you meet this gentleman?
You know,
we got some digging to do. How do we meet this 40-something-year-old dude?
Me and his child went to school together.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
It just hit you, Cree.
Yeah, because.
Wait, let it go.
Anyway,
Go ahead. So you went to school with
his child.
His child,
we went
yes.
to middle school.
Okay.
And,
No, that was
his Lucretia.
It was his niece.
No, it was his son.
What's going on?
Oh, okay.
It was his son.
Okay.
Went to school with his son.
Okay.
Wow.
And but we didn't reconnect until I was out of school.
Gotcha.
And I was like, hey, I know you. I met you before. I know you from somewhere. You know, I have a very familiar face. Everybody would be like, where I know you from? And I'd be like, I went to this school. I don't know where you know me from.
Yeah.
If it was school, I'm so sorry. I'm not her no more. But yeah, we went to we reconnected. We met out somewhere, and we were talking, and then we followed each other on social media, and then it just built on social media. And then we went on a date.
Huh.
And
were you thinking to yourself like, man, he's 40.
I was thinking to myself like, he is the same age as my dad, and my dad would fucking flip if he find out.
Wow.
My dad and my mom. Like,
so how was that experience dating someone that older? Was it? Could y'all talk about the same things?
No.
I'm like, what type of conversations did y'all have?
The conversations were very, like, we had a lot of similarities, like, a lot of things in common that we like to do. And we were, like, the same sign. Like, we were both Cancers. And we were like, oh, okay, you know, we both emotional as hell. Like, we're going to figure this out. All right. And, you know, we like music and, you know, both silly. And we just, you know.
So y'all connected.
We connected on like different things like that.
Gotcha.
And I was like, I was young, and I was like, okay, he older. He said you're gonna pay for what?
Oh, so
he give me money for who?
Okay, so he didn't have a problem dropping those pockets.
Didn't mind at all.
So he was kind of like a sugar daddy.
It was. That was my first experience, and I was like,
now how long did this situation last?
Wow.
Really?
But it wasn't like we were together. It was just like, hey, we'll go out to eat, or we'll meet up, or, you know, like, I like water. And so, like, we'll meet at the lake and different things like that. Like, oh, okay, let's just chill, grab a bite to eat, talk, go out. All right, now I need my nails done, my phone bill paid, my car insurance paid.
So you were dating, but just not exclusively.
Yeah, we weren't dating exclusively. Like, we were, you know, wouldn't even call it dating. We were just...
Y'all did each other favors?
Yeah. Whoa. No, mommy, if you see this, you made me do it.
That's your comments.
That's right.
No, but yeah, we just went out to eat and stuff and just had a good time. And, you know, it's ended abruptly when he asked my best friend Lucretia out.
Oh.
He did not.
He tried it, girl.
Boom, boom, boom.
It was like,
wow.
He asked her on social media, and I was out of state at school. She called me like, bitch.
Wow.
And I was like, hold on, let me pour my tea, bitch. What? She said, you know, blank, blank. I said, yeah. She was like, so he asked and he said that. And I was
I didn't start off like that. I was like, no, you know, I would never ship or cross any boundaries.
Well, okay, she started like that. But I mean, I don't,
you know, I'm loyal.
It's my best friend. Like, I already know the loyalest person on my team. All my other friends, I love y'all too. But the loyalest person on my team. Like, and, you know, she called me and she told me, and I was like.
So that ended it.
Well, no, we were actually not talking. Like, I stopped talking to him a couple years back, and I was just like, you know, you old as hell. I'm a very blunt person. This is why I say,
old as hell.
You know, people don't like me because,
Right.
you know, you losing hair and shit. I can't bring you around my parents. They gonna fucking cuss me out, kill you. Like,
so your parents, nobody never met him in your family? You just kept them hidden?
I think only I met him.
Only Lucretia knew about him.
Wow.
And he did business for me once.
Well, damn, Creed.
Wait, he did what?
No, we had a business relationship. He did some work for me. He's the contractor, so he did some work for me and my family on like one or two occasions.
So we know what your gap is, 20-something plus years.
That was my first and last time.
So you're not going that far no more?
No, now I'm like, okay, I'm 27. My man could be like 5 years older than me because like that, you know, that was a phase. Like, oh, okay, like you're nice. You know, never experienced a man really buying me stuff like besides my dad because I'm spoiled. So like, okay, it's another nigga besides my daddy I can call. Okay, well, amen.
So 5 years for you now. 5 years.
It's about 5 years.
What about you, Cree? What's the gap for you?
I would say as far as older, no more than 5 to 7.
5 to 7.
Really more so like 5 to 6.
5 to 6.
Because let's see, I'm 27, so yeah, like 32, 33 is fine.
Mid-30s.
Yeah, I wouldn't say quite 35, 30, because it's like
that's still a little.
Yeah, like 34, like maybe like 33 and under.
33 and under.
As far as below.
Yeah, the lowest you'll go.
The lowest.
Oh, you know so.
And lie.
I would say like 23 if he's mature. 23, 24. If he's mature.
If he's mature. Okay.
If he's mature.
All right. What about you, Elise? It's the oldest and lowest you go.
In terms of the oldest, 5, because I
5
feel
years.
like after it gets to be too old, it's like awkward. It just becomes awkward. I'm always thinking about, dang, you older. Like I've been approached by older men too. Like I was at the car wash. Well, it wasn't car. It was like you know the vacuum thing, and he came over, and I was like, this dude do look older than me. He looks good for his age though.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I had to ask like, how old are you? He's like, oh, I'm 42.
Hello?
So you're about the same age as my mom. I'm just not gonna be able to do this, baby. I can't.
Too old. 42.
No, like And I was like, I told my best friend's name is Brittany too, so I called her. I was like, she's amazing. Girl. Already, just because her name.
Right.
And I was like, what you think about this? Like, I don't know. I think it's weird. But what do you, because Brittany, she's like, she's more like, not opposed to anything. Like, she's kind of like, it just depends on
free
their
spirit
person.
person.
Yeah. She's like, I mean, if
That's
we vibe,
me.
we vibe.
We can vibe.
Brittany's our
All right, Brittany.
She was like, well, I wouldn't completely say no just because of his age. You know, y'all could potentially like vibe or whatever. So I'm not gonna lie, I gave him my phone. I took his phone number.
Okay.
Like, I don't give my phone number. I take the phone number.
Absolutely.
Because if I'm really
You get the
talk to
control.
later, exactly. So I was like, all right, let's just see. And I did, and I was just like, no, this is just weird. Like, I can't take up every
you couldn't do it.
Like, nah. So like 5 years is really like
5 years.
the max. And then for the lowest, I think the lowest I've ever dated somebody was like 2 years younger than me.
That's it? That's not bad at all. That's practically almost the same age.
Basically,
2 years.
yeah.
That's no different.
Just because a lot of, like, I guess now that I'm going to be 27 in like a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So like now it's much younger, unless they're, like you were saying, unless they're pretty mature. Mm-hmm. And I find that most of them are not pretty mature. So I'm just like, I don't got time for that. It's okay.
All right. 2 years.
We don't have to do this.
Then not to mention, as far as older men, like a lot of ones that's like a lot older. I mean, it works for some people. I've met a few, but some of them, they tend to have more controlling issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, sir, I have a father.
Just because y'all the same age don't mean you my dad.
Exactly. Don't
Okay.
They get a little controlling.
Okay, my daddy don't even tell me to do that. Okay,
We not finna sit there
Exactly.
even go like, no, nigga.
Right.
You better watch yourself.
Okay.
Sir.
Let's switch topics a little bit. Why don't women approach men a lot?
I'm old school.
There would be a lot. There's women that will see a guy time after time and like him, but never say a word to him. Would
That's
never
me.
say nothing.
that's me
That
too.
is
Like,
Wow.
he's so cute, but won't say nothing. Won't approach him or nothing. Why?
That is so, because like, well, I am old school, so like, to me, I just feel like I just like the idea of the guy, like the chase from the guy, and I appreciate him coming to me, because like, I know I'm into you, but I want to know if you into me, and I guess he's probably thinking the same thing, but like, I don't know, I just feel
So
like
you'll never approach a dude, like,
I mean,
express
not
interest?
really.
Never. Wow.
Well, okay, I guess one time you could kind of call it approach. I wasn't really approaching him like, hey, I like you. It was more like, for some reason, because usually I'm pretty shy, but every once in a while I get a little boost of confidence. And I'm like, talk to everybody. So like, he was like, I had seen him. This was when I was in high school, and I had seen him, and my friend was friends with him. They was on the baseball team. I was like, yo, your friend is so cute. He's like, go talk to him. I'm like, no. I like him. But then one day we was just all outside after school, and I just walked into him. I was like, hey, I keep seeing you all the time. Like, what is your name? Like, I just made an excuse to talk to him. I didn't tell him I liked him, but I think I was like, I'm flirty. So I kind of like made it like, I gave you a hit. You take this hit, man. Because I'm not going to say nothing in your court. Exactly.
You gonna shoot a dribble.
Okay.
Exactly. I was like, well, he shot. We ended up dating. We started like, switching numbers, and then we started talking, and we ended up dating or whatever.
So that's probably one time you.
That's the one time I kind of, but yeah, after that,
You don't
not
approach
after
guys.
like anything was an issue with it. But yeah, I just don't. I was just confident that day. I don't know what it was. The sun was shining.
Wow. What about you, Cree? You don't approach guys?
For the most part, no. I don't have the problem
What's up with women
approaching.
not doing that? It's
Wait,
so
wait.
strange to me.
Let me get to you, though. I don't have the problem of approaching a guy. Like, I have the confidence to walk up to a guy. I have, actually.
You done it?
Before in the past.
Okay.
So,
How did that work out?
it worked out pretty decent.
All right.
So,
Looked like it went well.
all right, amen.
Shout out to David. I don't even know that's your name. I just made up a name.
Shout out to David.
Shout out to you, David.
We're gonna call you David.
Okay. But
Go ahead.
no, I don't have a problem approaching a guy, but I like, at least I'm old school. Like, I like the traditional. You walk up to me, you address me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can be a little bit shy when it comes to guys, but for the most part, I'm a very confident, dominant personality. But I have my softer side. It's just like, but like, I feel like what Elise said, she's like, you might talk to a guy or flirt with him, where basically positioning myself for you to approach me. Like, I'm giving you like a hint and a little shot, so it's like, either you gonna take it or you're not. You know what I'm saying? Or it might be a case that, honestly, for me, it depends on how I feel that day.
Really?
Because it might be a case, like, for me, I don't have a problem telling a guy that I think he's fine or I think he's handsome, and I want nothing from him, and we just that. Or like, I think you're really cute, and you know, what's your name? And, you know, not Mac 'em, but
that's what it sounds like. Okay, you cute, boo. What's your name?
Cute. What's your name?
I mean, I'll do more subtle or more, you know, in a cute way where it's like, you know, where I know that you're gonna be intrigued by me. Like, I'm gonna put on my little charm.
I love your confidence. I know you're gonna be
if you bite, you bite. And if not, then, you know what I'm saying, it's cool. Like, you know, I don't know. It just depends. I personally just don't have a problem with me approaching a guy. But for the most part, I'd rather a guy approach me. Okay. But you better approach me correctly.
Yeah. You gonna come.
Yeah. Hello. Hello. Because you can't just come to me any kind of way. Like I said, first impressions, they do make a difference. And it's just like, you know, you just, and then nowadays, like, people, they just feel like they can just talk to you any kind of way. Like,
Yo, Shorty, yo.
Oh my God, bitch, bruh. Listen,
do guys really? Did you ever used to do that when you was younger? Like, do guys really think that girls like, oh my God, he just called me babe? Like, I don't even know.
I wouldn't do that.
Yo, shirt.
Yo, baby. Remember that song? Yo, baby. Like, or whatever it was called. Baby. One guy did that to me. I was like, sir, don't. Like,
sir, don't.
You just don't ruin your day.
I don't even hardly acknowledge these niggas. Half the time, I won't even speak to you. I'm not even gonna look your way.
Oh, you ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't gonna say nothing.
Okay.
Like, oh, that was real cute.
Yeah. That's why you ugly anyway. Well, why was you trying to talk to me then?
Yeah, then they get mad when you don't answer them. Oh, for reals like that?
Excuse me.
You ain't gonna say nothing back?
Like,
I know you hear me talking to you, red pants.
Like, for real. Like, that shit is so, it's either you addressing
they
me
get
right.
angry when you don't say nothing.
For real.
Your hair nappy anyway. The brows uneven.
You obviously like these naps though, so shut up.
Exactly.
You mad?
Like, nigga, is you mad or not?
Imagine at the bus stop and I roll past you.
But you'll be surprised at many women that respond to that though.
Yeah,
there's women that will stop.
It's true.
And walk back to you like, what? Like, oh, she actually came.
It worked. I wasn't
no,
expecting
that's the problem. You got people who respond to it.
Women, some women actually stop.
Men basically do
what they
do because most women allow them to do that.
That is so true.
It's like, I can act this way because if you not gonna respond, I know she gonna respond. So hey, I missed you and I missed the mark with you, but it's plenty other women that will respond to the way that I act and think that that's okay for me to respond and curse you out, disrespect you. That's why women, it's so hard for women like with integrity and women with class and with, you know, women that have standards. Not saying that all women don't have that, but you know, for the women that really like, you have to approach me. Mm-hmm. It's harder for us to have a man to really be like, hey, you know, my name is such and such. Like, when a man come to you correct, it'd be like,
yes, we can go on a date.
Is that you?
Ask him, but in case you was going to ask the answer.
216-26. They'd be like, oh, I didn't ask you your number, but I'm giving it to you. But I'm going to give it to you because you just you came correct. Who's your mom? Let me thank her.
Right.
She did a great job.
Or you just know the game real well, City. But
they can approach you right, and then as soon as you get to knowing them, what the hell? Who? Did I meet? It's just your brother.
I see your phone is deleted.
But it's
throw the whole phone away.
Right. It's easier to attract with honey than it is with vinegar. Like,
catch more bees with honey.
And then it's like, don't even sit there, you know, get upset if you feel like I'm not interested in. I'm not obligated to be. Listen.
That goes back to what you were saying earlier, though, like about women having that self-esteem, that confidence, that the morals. You know, women who maybe lack that for whatever they've been through, like you were saying earlier, whether it's abuse, etc., like that will allow them to just settle, like we were talking about earlier. And I think when more people, if we just somehow get it together as a unit, women, a black woman unit, and like uplift each other, and like with people who are going through that, and like kind of uplift them and help them build. I feel like once we, like, if somehow all women were like, okay, I know who I am. I love myself. I deserve this, and I'm not going to settle. Guys will also step up, and vice versa. If guys will step up and they will respect themselves more and realize, okay, I don't have to wear my pants down here to be cool or whatever, or like whatever it is, you know, I'm respect myself. Then, you know, then the other will follow. You know, okay, I'm gonna step up and be, because this is the level they on. I think he or her is real cute. I'm gonna step up too to be on their level, because they obviously ain't giving me no time of day. So I just think we gotta, as a unit, we gotta step it up.
And we gotta, and for us to step up, we gotta stop tearing each other down too.
Exactly.
Because it's like
a lot of tearing down.
It's a lot of tearing down, because it's like, it's hard for a woman to compliment another woman's beauty without them feeling like, or like if I'm staring at you like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty, then you catch me looking, you like, the fuck? Like, what you looking at? Like,
first of all, calm down. I was appreciating your
actually,
eyebrows.
I was looking at you. I was saying like, girl, you beat, but now you about to get beat. But you know, and it's like us helping each other. That comes into, like Cree said earlier, taking accountability and, you know, responsibility to like, okay, I've accepted this too long. I've been here too long. And, you know, just really working. But some people don't want to work towards getting better because that's their identity. And if I do grow from this pain, then who will I be? Because I use this as my shield. Like, well, I act like this because I've been through this, that, and the third, or because of what happened to me. Like, people are scared to change themselves because they're scared to lose people. They're scared of the unknown.
Right.
So, you know.
But you got to get out that comfort zone. You can't grow if you're comfortable. You got to get uncomfortable to grow. That's what my dad always used to tell me and stuff. And so we got to, like, somehow, you got to, you know. That's why I like women groups are like little panels where you have older people talking to like the younger girls like in high school and stuff, because they go through a lot of stuff and they don't know where to. I've been there before, like in high school or wherever, and I'm just like, I had nobody to talk to, so you just kind of hold everything in and stuff. You know, you got to figure life out yourself, and I think it's really important. Like if we as a community can uplift each other, like you were saying, because I mean it is so much turning. I feel like our race is like the biggest. We do that the most, and that's a really big problem because we already got enough as a race to go through. And so we just, if nobody else gonna love us, we gonna love us. Like that's what it has to be.
On us.
Yeah.
See, when I was in middle school, shameless plug, thank you, Miss P. We had this program called Girls to Women. And it was different teachers in our school that came together every day during the week, or not every day, but like twice or 3 times a week or something like that.
I don't know. I wasn't part, so I don't know.
Yes, she was. You was in the picture. I have the picture.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
That wasn't me.
Okay. It wasn't me. Anyways, we had this group called Girls to Women. And
that's great.
It was great. It was a bunch of black teachers, and you know, sitting down talking to us, because a lot of time they feel like, well, you not going through nothing. You ain't got to pay no bills. You ain't got to do this. You ain't got. But that's not the case. Like, you know, I'm dealing with bullying, or I'm dealing with my academics, or, you know, me comparing myself to, you know, this person, or, you know, certain esteem issues. And, you know, they got together and they talked to us and they just mentored us all through middle school, and, you know, even through high school, you know, the people that kept in contact with them, and, you know, they just talked to us and they just poured into us, and they helped a lot of people, and it shifted, and it, you know, helped people transition throughout life. Like, okay, you understand my struggle, or even if you don't understand my struggle, you're here to help me with my struggle. Yeah. So I feel like, you know, we do need mentors, and a lot of people minimize that, like, oh, they'll be all right. Were you all right?
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And then not only that, like, I feel like there's always this, oh, well, we need to build up our community. I mean, which is true, but I feel like the emphasis is always on women. It's like, well, what about the men?
Yes, that is true.
Because if you take away a man, you still take away the nation.
Yep.
You take away the people. You take away the foundation. You can't produce a baby without a man. So it's like, you know, to be able to grow and build a community of strong men, you know what I'm saying, that are trained the same way like they treat us. With women, we're trained to build ourselves to become wives. What about the society that trains these men to become husbands, to be gentlemen? You know what I'm saying? Because it all goes back to the original question about like how, you know, not only first day expectations, but, you know, with the men addressing you in the street and all of that stuff. Like, don't holler at me for no car. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit there just like, hey, yo, red pants, because I'm guarantee you, like, I mean, granted, you still have some people that have good fathers that still do that stupid shit. But, you know, a lot of them, I'm sure, like, if they have any good sense, they're good fathers that show a good pattern of what a healthy way to deal with a woman and approach a woman looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned some stuff from some of my male friends that had good fathers, or some that had to learn some stuff on their own. Like, for me, I didn't learn this part till college, which, you know, is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Like, where as a woman, if I'm walking side by side with a man, I'm supposed to be on the inside of the street. I didn't learn that until I got to college. You know what I'm saying? And that's a foundation set from somebody's father, somebody's grandfather, uncle, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, okay, when it comes down to women, it's just matters of, oh, make sure that you're presentable, make sure that your makeup is on beat, make sure your hygiene is good, and make sure you know how to cook, know how to clean, and know how to educate children and take care of this and do that. But it's like, what about the men? It's like, okay, well, let's teach you how to, to run a household and be domestic as well, to be able to approach a woman, you know what I'm saying, not only with making her visible, but you approaching her and with respect. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to, do pay bills,
stuff like putting in the air conditioner.
It don't necessarily have to be that. But because
I say that because we were putting in the air conditioner, and I was, asking some of my friends, and they were like, "I'm gonna come," and they came over, and they were like, "This is complicated. I don't know how to do this." I called my uncles who are older. They came in and put that thing in 2 minutes, and then we were sitting down talking, and I'm like, "Well, my friends couldn't do that, and they said it was gonna take 2 or 3 people." Blah blah blah. My uncle was like, "Well, they don't know what they doing," and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, well, and then me and Chris sat down and we were talking like, well, what's the gap? Like, why is it that our grandfathers and fathers have certain skills, but our potential husbands and our friends and our, the millennials, like, where did we?
I think it's like, I always think about that. I have talked to like friends and stuff about that topic. I think it's like, I don't know where it happened, like it was through the 80s or whatever the case is, but it's like back in the day, there used to always be that family like structure. That structure, like a mom, dad, and the children. Now it's like there's always a father missing. Yep. And I feel like obviously both parents are very essential to bringing up a child.
Yeah, well, think about the generation we live in. The internet is raising our kids now.
Unfortunately. And it's like, what is going on? So like that, everything we kind of talk about in terms of this stuff, it's like it all goes back to what's going on at home. Yep. What are you being taught at home, or how are you being raised? What are the morals being instilled in you? And if there's no father, you need the father to raise the son to be a man and to teach a woman how she should be approached by a man, how she should expect a man to treat her the way a man needs to treat her.
Like if he knows.
Right. If he knows. And then that goes back to his father. Where was your father at?
Right.
Was he teaching you? So it just keeps going. It's like a cycle,
And then the curriculums in school have changed a lot too, because when we was in school, I had home ec. And we had sewing classes and sewing classes and different things. But now it's like my niece, she's 8. And I was like, you ain't got this pillow? Y'all ain't doing
right?
this? Like,
I remember that.
Y'all ain't got y'all pillows? And she was like, they're not teaching us. Like, so much is shifting with time. Like, it's more so a technology thing. Like, all your homework online, all your classwork. I can sit in on my phone and watch my niece in class on the camera. And I'm like,
that's crazy.
I asked my sister, like, you don't think that's crazy that, it's a great thing for safety precautions and just like, if I'm at work, let me see how she acting. If he was anything like me, your mama needs to be sitting in the back of the class. But, it's just, it's changing. Times are changing and things are shifting, and that reflects back to go back to our point in question, in relationships, because things are changing in life and, the household is changing. We look at relationships differently now. Like, now men expect certain things from women. Like, oh yeah, I'm that nigga.
So we about to fuck on the first night. You about to get a kiss.
Netflix and chill. No, I'm not taking you out. I got Netflix, I got Wi-Fi, and I got noodles.
Girl, I got popcorn right here. We don't need to go to the movie.
Exactly. No.
I got 123movies.com.
123.
Hello? We can see Black Panther on my TV. I ain't spending $8 on your ass. Times is changing and people,
things are different.
It's harder to date when you have society telling you what it looks like. Everything don't look the same. Everybody not the same. I'm not about to sit in your house on the first date. First of all,
that's not a date.
Right? It's not a date. You didn't put any effort. I don't care. You didn't put any effort in there. You can go cook all types of variations of popcorn you want to. You could have all kinds of options of movies. I don't care. You could have cooked up a nice chicken. That's good for the third date. Now, first of all, we gonna go somewhere. It don't have to be fancy.
And we ain't gotta spend money. We can go. The museum is free.
The museum is free.
On certain days.
Something thoughtful, cultural. I don't know, but something that's you wanna get to know me. And granted, the devil's advocate can be like, well, I can get to know you by sitting on my couch and having a good conversation, but why can't we? First of all, I
Who
want
wants
to be
to
in your
sit on
house on
your
the first day anyway.
I don't know who in that back
like
room.
that. I don't know what your house is like.
I don't know if you got a dungeon and you kidnapping people. I don't want to
Exactly.
be in
You
your
could be all
dungeon.
kinds of different kinds of crazy.
Okay.
Like, you about to have none of them spirits transfer back home with me.
Right. And it's like when you have a first date, that is to symbolize and to show somebody where and who you are. Like, okay, I took time. Like, I know you like African American studies and culture. I'm going to take you to this museum. Or I know you like water. Let's go to walk on the beach and have a picnic. It could be peanut. I like peanut butter and jelly. They're my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can have a picnic on the beach. It's cost efficient and it's still, we can sit down and talk to each other. Like, you don't have to, everybody always think like, oh, I got to spend all this money to wine and dine you. I'm simple. I don't care about your money. I mean, it's a big, it plays a role. It plays a role because I need to know how. We're
not gonna minimize this.
Okay. Do you got good credit? Do you got money in your bank account? You got a 401k?
I do.
Hello, because I'm working hard to make sure my babies go to college on my dime. Ain't no debt. We reversing that. You hear me?
We gonna break
Hello, ain't no change and no poverty in this. So do you have the same mentality as me? How do you look at money? How do you feel about family? What are your morals?
Can you keep up with me?
It ain't even. It's keeping up, but are we even on the same playing field?
Right. Are we even?
You can keep up with me because a pair of lips will tell you anything.
Hello.
You can keep up with me with your mouth.
Come on.
But can your actions keep up with me?
Hello.
Yes.
Can you keep up with me when I say, you know what? Let's go do this, or let's talk about this, or let's have a conversation. What books are you reading?
Right.
How are you?
Books?
Can you read?
Can you read?
What was the last book? Okay. And I went on a date recently, and I asked the guy, "What was the last book you read?"
here's my question.
And this nigga said, "Shit."
Last
book I read.
Well.
Shit. I said from front to back. Can you reflect on that book? What did that book teach you? What did you learn about yourself from that book? Shit, I ain't even read no books. I said, shit, you ain't getting no second date.
Damn.
Or they'll be like, oh, it was the magazine. That's not a book, sweetheart. Like,
I mean, I'm happy you're reading about the celebrities, but I don't want to be famous. I want to be rich. Nigga, I'd rather be rich than famous. Like,
but always put your best foot forward.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
From your approach to how you carry yourself just in general on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? How you interact with other people. But, like I said, like just like women are trained to become wives and to become mothers, we need more of our men to be trying to be husbands and fathers and businessmen and leaders. Absolutely. Just like, saying more women leaders, more men leaders too, especially in the Black community.
Yep.
Because it's quick and it's easy to say you the man of the house. This is my damn house and I'm the man of this house. But what are we following? Right. What structure are you setting?
What pattern are you setting?
You're the man of the house. Yeah, you're the head. But at the same time,
as a husband,
what are you?
Emphasis on that.
What are you like? You running this house, but I'm the one keeping the books on the finances and keeping us in order. I'm the one doing this, and like it falls too much on the woman. And it's like we're a team. It's not 50-50. It's 100-100. We got to give all to make this work and to make this successful and to lead, because in houses it's so broken up and everybody always arguing and fighting and going back and forth that we're showing our kids this is what marriage look like. And that's why you have people now saying, I ain't never gonna get married. I don't want to get married. Marriage
or what's different from what we already doing versus a piece of paper, and that's a whole nother
turn. Yeah, we'll get into it. Actually, that's a perfect note to take a break, because that's what our next one is going to be. Make sure, if you're loving this episode, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have some good talk right now. Yes. And if you are liking these beautiful women, go ahead and hit the DMs. Hit the DMs, fellas. Correctly.
Right,
come correct. You probably get a response.
Correct or ignore it.
Right, exactly.
Make sure you don't go nowhere. It's Cloth Talk Podcast.
Que linde, you like a lean bay? Icy and sweet enough, I need a replay. PD make the party jump with no DJ. No Rockefeller, we don't even need Jay. Mommy and the homie hit me on the three-way. Said they lonely and they only want to see me. Hop in the V and speed on the freeway. Hit the roof, let the breeze blow the tree away. Stairway to heaven, knocking in front of Kei's place. She hopped in and we about to meet Renee. They both proper, knockers petite waist. Fatty banking like the Glock on New Year's Eve. Wait, let me check my Palm Pilot. We now free to play. We now free to fly out the country if need be. She said she love me, yeah, she said she need me. And all I do is treat her special like my queen bee. She give me honey, I give her money, it ain't free. She get what she want from me, cause that's my baby. Maybe I give her the world, I said maybe. I got that feeling, I'm on my shit again. Feeling like Gilligan's Island, chillin'. But I'm not stranded, cause I just landed. And shit falling into place like I planned it. But I just winged it, I freestyled it. I brought a beam, bitch, 100,000. But we gon' hold this, and we can blow that. But shorty, you hold this, I'ma need you to blow on that. All of my boys know, even my girl know. I'm a pro with a fro like Rilo. I'm a cargo ball cap boy, yo. Grooving off the Merlot, me and Porno. Here we go, round and round like a merry-go. Circle the block, pull over and park the cherry bow. That's the land, miss. Here's the plans, miss. Kiss my ass, that's the only way you get a damn kiss. Cause I'm a A-hole, straight off a state road. Back on that goose, spilling juice, I'ma play close. Take off my low lay, and then I lay low. Get at a hotel, a ho hey.
Hey ho.
The prince back. King let him go, and since that he's intense and definitely strapped.
This is the Crack Files 4.
Stranded on Gilligan's Island.
Welcome back to Cloud Talk Podcast. If you haven't already, I'm going to keep reminding you, subscribe right now. This is dope podcast. We're having some great conversations right now. Okay, so let's talk about marriage now. Good old marriage.
My husband is watching. I'm waiting.
Does your husband have a name? Just in case if he's watching, so you know who he is.
Michael B. Jordan.
Okay. Michael B. Jordan.
Don't be shy. Baby, I waited.
Let's start off with, how does someone know that they're ready for marriage? How do you know? I guess I have to talk because I'm the only one married here.
I mean,
I just thought about none of y'all are married.
I mean, we can give an idea.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
But I think it's good to start off with you because
I'm the only one married. Well, for me, in my situation, how I knew, it was the only thing I thought about at that time was me and her, like rest of our lives type of thing. Like, I couldn't think of spending the rest of my life with someone else. It was just, she was always on my mind. I'm like, I can't shake her. Like, no matter how much I try, I'm like, what is this feeling? It's a feeling you can't describe with words. Like, you know, it's like an eternal thing. And then the more y'all talk and bond with each other, it becomes clear. Make sure y'all on the same page about things. Make sure y'all want the same things out of life together. And with that, it just continues to grow into a more commitment rather than, okay, we're just dating now. Like, okay, what are we doing? Are we committing our lives to each other, or do you got a different path you want to go on? How do you see your life? What do you see your life as? And if all that starts to gel together, I think you found your partner. So that's how it was for me, but I'm pretty sure it's different for most people who probably are already married. But for her, I just couldn't stop thinking about it, man. It's like, God damn you, Whitney. The fuck?
It's so cute. You make.
Yeah.
I hope my husband can't stop thinking about me.
I know.
Yeah. You just can see yourself waking up, making sure that they're happy. You want to make sure that they're happy. Yeah. I'm sorry. Everybody's like,
in a room full of single women.
right?
Oh, he's so dreamy.
Yeah.
Michael, you better be like that.
Yeah. But marriage isn't easy. It's not easy. A lot of people got that idea. Oh, get married, everything's gonna be lovely and peaches and cream. We're gonna be all happy and run off to the sunset together. It's definitely work. It's work because you'll have times where you'll just not see eye to eye on something. Because as you get older, you're changing. Your beliefs may become different. You may look at the world differently, and they may change as well. He's like, yo, you're not the person I dated 5 years ago. What, you used to be like this, now you like this. Like, there's some conflict happening. But it's cliche, but it's true. Communication. You must talk. And for men, we don't like to talk. But for my men who listen to your wife. If you're married or if you're in a relationship, listen, because she would tell you everything you need to know if you just listen. Even though it sounds like it sounds like that, but if you really listen, and do what she just says, you will be happy because
Not
she's
selective
happy.
listening either.
Exactly. You got to listen to all of it because then. So what we talked about last night, huh? And then you look like oh, so you and it could have been something that meant a lot to her that you missed it, and now she's disappointed because hey, my man don't even listen to me. Like, what am I doing with this guy? He doesn't even listen to things that mean a lot to me. So that's one thing I had to get better at, and I'm glad I got better at it because, man, you can miss a lot of key stuff, and they will give you clues, hints, and it will be blatant. Like, I'm telling you exactly how I'm feeling or what's the problem with me or blase. But yeah, that's my take on it. Well, since y'all are not married, I guess the better question is, do you think you will ever be married? Yeah, you can see it.
Of course. I know my wedding gonna look like.
You got it all mapped out.
The reception, I just need the man, okay?
Yeah.
The man.
Part missing, okay?
Michael, come on.
It's taking too long now. I ain't getting no younger.
Okay, no.
Or as B. Simone in one of her videos on Instagram, does anybody want a wife? I can cook. I ain't got no kids.
My credit okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, working on it.
It made me think of another question. How long do you think you should date or be in a relationship before y'all start talking about marriage together? We've been together 5 years now. Let's talk about. That's still too early.
I mean, well,
what you think?
No,
5 years.
5 years is a long time. But I think you don't fully know a person after 2 or 3 years. Like,
I agree.
When you really get to know somebody, because like you can play for a year or not play, but you can pretend for a long time. Mm-hmm. People will change their religion.
Yep.
People will change their ethnicity if they can. They will change. I'm a vegan. You vegan? Me too. Like, you know. But you know, like you really thoroughly get to know somebody after 2 or 3 years of dating and, you know, getting to know each other and talking and, you know, building. And then after that 3.5 years, like, okay, we made it.
Yeah.
Nigga,
start talking about taking the next step.
Like, we made it.
Yeah.
We made
You want it to be shiny.
Okay. I'm a size 7.
Yeah.
I think. But you know, like, after about 3.5 years,
say about 3.5 years.
Yeah, it's a good time for you to get to know somebody, and you really get to know their flaws, and you know, you really get to know them for who they are, and you really get to see them. And a lot happens during those times, like, you know, when life hits, when, you know, obstacles may occur and different things, and will you love me through my demise and love me through who I really am? Like, you see me wake up in the morning on FaceTime, like, ooh, baby.
Yeah.
You know I ain't got no eyebrows for it. Like, you know my hair is not, it's curly, but it got the potential to be matted. Like, you know, you love me for me. You know I got a smart mouth. You know, people be like, the first time they meet you, ooh, you feisty. I like that. After a year, damn, you got a smart ass mouth. You knew this. You said I was feisty. What happened to the spice? Like, you know, so.
Like, it was all good in the beginning.
It was good because I was a feisty little something. Now I'm a smart mouth ass, you know, something. Like, you know. Do you love me through all of that? Like, can you see me go up and down? Can you see me when I'm vulnerable and I'm naked and I'm going through, because I'm a woman, I have different emotions that I deal with, and, you know, different insecurities that I'm working through, and different things that you see me, you know, you see how I handle my finances. You see if I'm good with money, or, you know, you see if I'm, how things may be. Like, you really get that time in 3.5 years.
You know what I realized when you just said that? It's for a woman, it seems like it's nothing more attractive than seeing her man support her through it when she's at her lows. Mm-hmm. It seems like, it's like, man, my baby got my back. Like, fuck these bitches, I got my husband.
Okay, listen, you love me.
Like, my husband got me.
You see me snatch the wig off, and you love me, like, and I'm broken down, like, when life hits and we dealing with, you know, people have parental wounds. Mm-hmm. Like, you see me dealing with those. You see me dealing with. You loved me through all that, and you was here. You actually, you prayed me through it. You covered me. You kept me. Mm-hmm. You, How many babies you want? 20. I mean, I can work up about.
I'm gonna give you what I can.
Whatever she can take, we gonna do it. Like, you know.
What do you say, Cree? What do you think is a good time frame at these, you know, with a person when y'all start talking about that next step?
I would say the same amount
About
of time.
3.5.
2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years.
Because some people know
about
more than that. Like, I feel like you don't really know somebody unless you've been with them between the ranges of 2 to 3 years or more. I would get to definitely wondering, especially more so if we hit like year 4, because like year 5, I mean, I'm not going to rush into no engagement, but I do want to kind of know what's going on. Again, it goes back to what I was saying prior. Like, what's the plan?
Yep.
What's your motive? Like, what are we doing? What are we building towards?
That's
like, I'm not going to be a forever girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's not going to do that.
No.
Yep.
Like, I don't see how people be in relationships 10 years, 20 years, 15 years. They never been married. Like, that don't make no sense to me.
That doesn't make sense.
But
well, then you got people that will argue, well, what's the difference a piece of paper going to make? We still together. We going to be together. I ain't going nowhere.
You that question, being that you're a married person. What's the difference for you with dating versus with you and Whitney being married? And then for people who do come to you with that, like, well, what's the difference between a piece of paper?
Yeah.
I mean, I have my own perspective on it, and I'm still gaining more perspective on it, but I don't care what nobody says. I'm getting married. I'm not about to be a forever girl.
Hello, because we can't live together if we ain't married.
Amen.
We can't get the nasty going if we ain't married. So
certainly
it's a
not
big
producing no
difference
babies.
between,
Exactly.
you know, we breaking generational curses. Ain't no web block.
I'm not knocking nobody that's done the opposite.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that we know and some that we don't know. And, you know what I'm saying? No offense, no disrespect.
As for me and mine,
in my house, amen. That's what.
I can't speak for nobody. I speak for Brittany and Brittany alone.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But yes.
I think with that, I think for a guy, if he says it's a cop out, honestly. He's comfortable in this situation to where he think, okay, I'm always going to have her. She's always going to be there. No matter what. If I fuck up, if I keep fucking up, if I know she's going to keep forgiving me, I know I got her. She's not going to go anywhere. So why put a ring on that if I know she's not going to go anywhere? Then you have the other side with it where I think if you're not going to marry this woman and y'all been dating for whatever 5+ years and you haven't even attempted to think about seeing the future with her, he's not even thinking about it. He's just shacking up, honestly. He's just like, we cool, we living. You know, I'm doing what I'm doing. If she's not going to bring it up, I'm not going to do it because I'm not trying to commit.
Bringing it up and he's not.
Yeah. Then that's when the guy gets slick. Then he'll start, well, you know, when the time is right, babe. He'll keep pushing it off. We're going to get there. Let me save up the money for the ring and all that stuff. He'll start put all these excuses, but to negate from having an actual conversation. Start, okay, I'll save up the money for the ring. You want to have a big wedding, right? We got to get all this. And as time goes by, she's going to start talking about it. And then they'll just continue to be together.
Well, I mean, I get that, but at the same time, it still kind of makes me wonder, like, why do people feel like there's a difference?
Yeah, it's a big difference.
That there's not a difference between
huge difference.
Marriage and a relationship other than just a piece of paper.
It's a huge difference.
Like, what's the difference?
It's a commitment. And then you're bound by this person. Like, y'all are, because what the paper signifies now is that you're not single. When you're filing taxes now, you're checking status married. You're not single anymore. So y'all taxes are together. Y'all income is intertwined. Everything y'all do together or as an individual is going to be attached to that person you're married to. And a lot of people don't want to have that. They want to still have that freedom, so to speak. They don't feel like, okay, I can't do this because damn shit is going to be attached to this, to my, spouse or wife. Everything is going to be attached. Taxes, your work, retirement funds. Then you got to think about life insurance. That stuff comes. You got to get life insurance. All that stuff that a lot of people don't think about pre-marriage happens. A lot of people think about, oh yeah, we're going to get happy. We're going to be happy married. But then when you look, oh shit. Everything is literally like, everything I do, my wife's name is on it. And if I fuck up, that's her fuck up. If she fuck up, we fuck up. It's all intertwined, and it's more. Would you rather be comfortable knowing that you can still have someone and just live your life? Yeah, that's no question. But that commitment is a totally different ball game. I'm telling you, it's different. It's different, and then you got to carry yourself differently. When you out in public, you got a ring on your hand now. I put my ring around here because she bought the ring too big.
You can always get a sign.
But I always keep this. I always keep it, and she has hers too. So yeah, you gotta carry yourself different. You're a different person. You can't hang out with single people now because they're doing single people things. You can if you got that discipline, or if you want to be out there in the atmosphere. But I advise just don't do it, because you can end up in a situation where shit can go left, and now you looking crazy because you a married woman or married dude doing single shit. Fuck you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you out there? So your life is a whole 360. You're literally committing to a life change. And a lot of people, they just be comfortable knowing that we can just live together. We doing what we do. Live that way.
Well, I'm ready to leave. I can be out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Much repercussion.
Yep. Because that when they say it's cheaper to keep her, it's true. I'm not thinking about divorce at all, but that saying is true, because if you think about it, when a person gets divorced, woman, half off rip, no matter what. And a lot of dudes ain't trying to give up half their shit. Yeah. Your bank account. I mean, if y'all got kids, give me that. Give me that money on time. You got child support. You gotta make sure that you keep up on that. Then you gotta. It's a lot of shit, and a lot of guys get afraid of that. So they rather just, if I can stick it out with her and just keep her happy without talking about marriage, we good, because you don't know if it's going to end or not. And then you got some dudes, they still want to be out there fucking around, man. They're not ready for it. They're not ready for it.
You gotta
Haven't
have a
reached that
mindset.
maturity.
You gotta. It's a big. For me, man. Before we decided to actually do it, we were both was nervous. Honestly, we talked about it. It's like, yo, you really want to do this? Like, are we going to? Because our lives is like, it's going to be us, me and you. That's it. And we talked about it for months before we, realized that we was ready for it. But it takes a lot of courage, commitment, trust, loyalty, which you was talking about earlier. It takes all of that. You gotta, meet each other's parents. You gotta make sure the family is okay with it. I came to her dad. I did it the traditional way. I was like, and I didn't tell her I was going to do it.
Come on,
I was like,
shout out to Mr. White.
Yeah, good guy. I came to him. I was like, hey man, I just want to talk to you and about taking that next step with your daughter. He said, oh man, yeah man, you good dude, man, you cool, man, you ain't gotta come ask me, go ahead, do your thing. I was like, okay, I just wanted to yeah. He's like, go ahead man, I like you, man, you cool. I was like, cool, as long as I got your blessing.
Right.
Yeah, because
Seriously.
you don't know how the family feel about you. Like, you married this dude, and then you got dads who they're smart because they've been there, they've been your age. Like, I know this guy, he's no good. He's a scumbag. So luckily, he's seen a good character in me that he gave me his blessing, and from there we made it happen. But the commitment, that's what a lot of people are scared to sign that shit. When you in that courtroom and you're signing that marriage certificate, both of y'all, it's a great feeling. But at the same time, it's like, this is it. That's it. Delete all old numbers of all the old flames, all that's gone. You cut people off. Your life literally changes, and a lot of people aren't ready for that.
That's right.
They're not. Yeah.
Selfish. Like, it makes me think back to like a lot of what my pastor talks about, with marriage being a largeness thing and being, single is it's a not a largeness thing. It's opposite. It's selfishness, and not necessarily selfish always in a bad context. And even the Bible talks about marriage and singleness, and one not being better than the other, but whatever works for you works for you.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of, like you say, I think from my perspective, just being mentally prepared for it. Like, are you willing to give up being selfish to being selfless?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yep.
Are you willing to be able to bear all?
Yep.
Are you willing to be able to put aside yourself and certain aspects about yourself for the sake of marriage? And then not to mention, this is a covenant with God.
Exactly.
That's important.
Exactly.
And then God set up the foundation of marriage by saying that Christ first loved the church. So with Christ being the groom and the church being the bride, like, that's important for those of us to believe in that way, because you have everybody else that may have a different perspective on that, and that's fine. But that there's just for me, and I think for most Christians, so to speak. But it's
true.
You have to really make sure that you're financially ready, mentally ready, spiritually ready, physically ready. There comes a lot. Like, if God forbid something happens, can you withhold? Like, okay, God forbid if I get sick, you know what I'm saying? Can you be able to maintain sanity and in the household and your spiritual whatever, and and even sexual needs.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you're pleasing each other sexually, all that.
But God forbid if something like that happens, like, are you willing to am I willing to give my body to birth your children? Am I willing to be able to cover you and to be a helpmate to you? Are you willing to be a leader, the priest, the head, the king of the household? Are you ready to be able to take on responsibilities like that? Like, are you ready to be able to combine two different lives into one? Because two are one flesh when you're married. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says to cleave to your significant other. To your spouse. So
that's exactly it.
It's a whole lot of different things that you have to be taken into context of, like, so, and like you said, it's like, okay, that's all I think about. You have to be in the mindset to want to be married. Like, one of the things Christ talks about is, like, don't sit there try to marry somebody that don't want to be married.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all not on the same page, it's just not gonna work.
Yep.
It's like two people can't be unequally yoked, where you on one end and he's somewhere else, or she's one thing and you something else. Like, it's okay that differences and opposites attract and all of that, but you have to be mindful who you marry. One of the biggest decisions that you ever make in your life is, one, if you accept Christ, and then two, who you're married to. That's a lifelong thing. And then sometimes marriage ain't always about being happy, but about being holy. Because even if you didn't start off the context of God being the center in the beginning foundation of your marriage, okay, you still married, so you need to work on trying to stay married. There are grounds for divorce, such as, maybe like abuse, abandonment, different things like that. Those are understandable. Like, no, the Bible's not saying, and that's the problem a lot of people take out of context, that they try to sit there and abuse it. Like, Christ didn't sit there take a point of, you got to stay under abusive situations and stuff that is not healthy. But you can't just be like, oh, one day wake up, oh, I don't like you no more today. Okay, well, we still married.
I don't like you today.
Yeah.
Thanks, husband.
Yep. Y'all go ahead to deal with it. Y'all will work through it. Y'all figure it out.
Or something financially happens, or something spiritual, or even, God forbid, a case of infidelity. It's not easy to just up and walk away. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you should stay with a cheater or anything like that, because everybody is different, but
that's the beauty of making sure that the center of the marriage is around God, because all these things can come up. I mean, like, things happen, people make mistakes, you might cheat, you might whatever, but when you have God as the center of a marriage or any relationship, but especially a marriage, because that's what the covenant is with Him, if you're God, and then your wife, and then God. If you don't have Him as the center, it's easy for all these little things to happen, and then you just fall apart. And it's just like, and you have all these excuses and all these things that happen, and you kind of like, it just is not working. And it just feels like, I feel like, because my mom and dad got divorced and stuff, and like, being older and looking at it now, I feel like, and we are a Christian family, but I personally feel like, and they tried, I think, but I feel like they gave up. Because look at the result is their divorce, and it wasn't nothing serious like, oh, somebody was beating on the other person. It wasn't nothing like anything, but it wasn't nothing that they could. It was like financial stuff and like stupid stuff, stuff that can be worked through. But nobody like really, I don't know what happened, but I personally feel like they didn't cleave to that stronger when they were going through things. But let them tell it they did. But I don't know. I just feel like that's the key to keeping them, because things are going to get hard. Like you said, things are going to get difficult. You're going to have arguments. You're going to have times where you be like, why am I irritate my life? But it's like, you got to keep it. You got to keep it centered around God. You got to keep praying. That's where prayer comes in. Praying together. Okay, look, we're not getting along. We're not about to get a divorce. Right. So, I personally, that's what my episode. I don't believe in divorce. So I'm like, we're going to have to pray through this. We're going to have to get through it. Because nothing is too big for God to fix. No matter what it is. Whether it is, even if it is abuse. Personally, I feel like even if it is abuse, unless He literally is trying to, like, kill you. Maybe
God
we
damn.
shouldn't. But, I still feel like even in situations like that, even still, God can fix anything. Yeah. So, but.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I remember, like, sitting in at our church, we had these different self-help classes or whatever. And so it was a young lady speaking about, her going through, and she was sharing her testimony with everybody. And she's even shared it at church with different events and stuff. How her and her husband were in the streets, and he was beating on her, and they were going through a lot of stuff. And they were looking at she was trying to keep the marriage together, and they were going through whatever they were going through, and they invited the church in, and they invited God into their home, and started at the Word Church and did grief recovery separately, but did it during the same times, and went through counseling and went through different things because a marriage and any type of relationship, whether that be a friendship or an intimate type of thing or intimacy or whatever, it takes work, and nobody's gonna mesh. Me and Lucretia been friends since 4th grade. We fight and argue every other day, but it take work,
Exactly.
We have to grow, and it's certain aspects of myself that I know bother her, like some things that I do or say, or vice versa. But you have to work towards, seeing that person past their flaws. And what's the root of it? Like, why are we friends so long? We've been friends since 4th grade. Like, what is it about you that makes me just love you so much, best friend? And that's a marriage. What made me want to marry you? What attracted me to you? Like, besides me seeing you and be like, damn, he fine. Like, what other than your looks attracted me to you? And it's work, and it's prayer, and it's constant. You gonna be on your face in a marriage. My mom and stepdad, they've been married for 20. My younger sister's 23 years. Me at 22. 23. She old. They've been married over 20 years, and no marriage is perfect, and I've seen a fair share of things in my household, and my mother is constantly on her face, like constantly praying, constantly, as kids, when you grow up and you see certain stuff, you be like, just leave him alone, and it's just like, this is a marriage, this is a forever thing, working and praying and fasting and bringing God in, like, you have to work at it. And that's why I feel like now a lot of people quick to get married, but then quick to divorce. Just as fast they got married, they got divorced, because everybody see the glitz and glam, and they see this is how a marriage go, but nobody really know. Nobody knows how to communicate, and nobody knows how to work towards really loving that person wholeheartedly, like
without conditions
and without any restrictions or without any type of motive. Like, I fell in love with him because he made 6 figures and he got money and he this and he that. Okay,
marriage ain't gonna last.
Right. But other than that, like, can you pray for this person? Like, or you see in cases where somebody, they were a financially, stable person, and they lose everything, and then they lose their wife, because it's like, you really weren't for that person. You were there because of what he could do for you, not who he was to you.
Exactly. It's just like Pastor Vernon, who always Sipper says, like, do you really want to be married, or do you just want Sipper going half on the house, they'll have some kids and have sex?
Right.
Because it's people are married now. Like, I'm close. I have a close person to me, and like, and I always joke and be like, you married, nigga, you can't do that. And he be like, this ring don't mean shit.
Jesus Christ.
And I be like, me and Freddie looked at this nigga like,
no, that's real. He
like,
is he mean that, or is he just joking?
Because your mindset isn't like for it. Again, it goes back to what I said before. Selfishness. With singleness comes selfishness, and with relationship, with marriage comes togetherness. It becomes oneness. It becomes a large thing, because it's not just about you anymore. It's about the other person. And if you can't thrive in that, and then also holding to God's holy ordinance about it, then it's like you're gonna have a hard time. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense. And then the other thing is making sure you're whole and healthy yourself, and making sure that you got all of that out your system. Because if you nasty while you single, you're gonna be nasty while you married. And not in the necessary like, oh, I'm a nasty, I'm a freak, but like, no, if you got like a sex addiction, if you're addicted to porn, if you have issues with infidelity and commitment issues, if you do all that stuff now,
and you're not working towards to better it,
that's gonna spread like a disease in a togetherness. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the Bible says to cleave, you're two of one flesh.
And people nowadays, well, not nowadays, but sometimes in a lot of cases, we have people that get married just to say they're married, because some people don't want to be alone. Some people, and then you notice, and like, you can see these people on Instagram, they always in a relationship. Like, oh, okay, this my bae, fuck that nigga. But this my new bae, fuck that nigga. This is my new bae. And then now they're married, and it's like,
in the part of the whole business.
You're married, and then in a marriage, even though I'm single,
in a healthy marriage,
when you don't let people in, you have a certain counselor or pastor or, you know, that certain person or people that you go to in your marriage. You don't invite the whole world into your marriage because we human, we make mistakes. And if you letting everybody know what we going through in our marriage, everybody got an opinion and now they're influencing you and how to dictate your marriage. Yeah. Because I've seen that with people, they put all their business on social media and then everybody giving them that, divorce him, if that was me, everybody quick to say if that was me, but you never been in that situation.
Exactly.
And then when you in that situation, you do something completely thrown off, like, you know, like you can't.
That's why it's good for married people to have married friends. Like I was listening to something. I think it's Pastor Mike. He has like, I don't know what the church's card he has, but it's like Texas. But anyways, like he
Mike Todd.
Mike, yeah,
and Tulsa,
I love
Transformation Church.
Church, yeah. And he's talking like you gotta have. If you married, you should have married friends because your single friends got a single mindset, and it's not that they bad people or have bad intentions, but they have that single mindset. The advice they're giving you is not from, they haven't had the marriage experience. I mean, most likely, unless they've been married and divorced. But, I mean, they usually don't. And they're thinking like that. Whereas your married friends, they've gone through stuff, you know, they kind of provided they're good married people. They're giving you sound advice and stuff. But usually, I mean, and it's even with them, only certain things, like you said, should come out. You should consult your husband or your wife and God and pray about it. And then, you know, certain people, you know, like maybe like older grandmother, maybe, like if you really feel like.
I always think it's good to have a marriage counselor or a marriage, you know, premarital counseling is very vital. And, you know, people always jump into
we had to go through that before we got married.
And absolutely, and that helps, like, when you're getting married, it's a process. It's not just, you propose, I do, next week we married. Or next year we're married, but all we did in that time preparing to get married was plan our wedding.
Right.
We didn't prepare for us together. We didn't figure out how we gonna do the finances, what's gonna happen, or, you know, like it's a preparation to any good thing, to make anything that survives and that stands through it all has a solid foundation. You can't build a house with sticks underneath and think that thing gonna stand up. It has to have a solid concrete foundation, and that's with anything. And people get that misconstrued, like, oh, he loved me, and that goes back to settling, like he loved me, he available, and then people, oh, well, I actually want to marry this person, but now they living their best life, and I'm gonna take you. Now you do, I do, we here, and now it's like I settle, and that causes a lot of issues in a relationship because it's like, I'm broken, I'm hurt, I'm already dealing with myself in, you know, certain areas, and then we go into, I settled for you. So that's another wound. And now when we get into these arguments, all this stuff pour out, and now we taking jabs at each other, and we're causing more wounds, and we breaking each other down more, and it's like,
it's just toxic.
It's a very toxic thing. And now you have children that's involved, and they see this is how it goes. Going back to my last statement, that's why a lot of people are scared of marriage, because they seen in their household what an unhealthy relationships and marriage looks like, and they're like, well, that's just marriage, because we base it off of what we see, because a lot of times we don't get to see a lot of good things, because in our community we sweep stuff under the rug and we think, counseling for white people.
Or
that's that white people shit.
Exactly.
Like, no, counseling is for healthy people.
Right.
Yep.
Counseling is for people that want to get their
together.
And counseling, we can do a marriage counseling, but I always think it's good for us to do separate counseling, because we're working through stuff, and sometimes people are embarrassed to speak about things that happen in their life, because it's like, well, now you're going to look at me different. So let me work through this with a professional. And then once I become confident, and once I work through my wounds and I work through that, then I come to you. Or, let me work through that. But I always feel like you should do that before you get married. Because, once you trying to work through stuff when you're married, you work through your stuff, husband stuff, then you got a baby, and then you got a dog. And then the dog got wounds because y'all arguing, not a dog.
The dog got wounds. You and your dog.
This is our dog. Fuck that ugly ass dog. You picked.
I didn't want that dog in the first place. I just didn't make you happy.
So and it get toxic. The
dog sitting there like,
the dog like, I'm not wanted.
Yeah.
Shut up, Shaggy.
Yeah.
So
guess we're gonna get that dog at the divorce though.
I can't have the dog because
it's my dog. Now that's my dog. Well, I got a text message saying, "Fuck that dog."
Right. Now what? What you gonna do now? It's my dog. Thank you.
But the point is you just want to make sure that you're ready for this. Like, is it something that you in it for the long haul?
It's a serious thing.
And then you make a promise before before your spouse, but in front of witnesses and in front of God. Matter of fact, what is his name?
Go ahead, keep talking. I'm gonna fix this camera.
Deion Sampson. When I was attending Interfaith Ministries, when I went to Wilberforce at Central State University, shout out to them and Reverend Keeman Cunningham, amen. But one of the things that he said, and it always stuck with me, one of many things, he was just like, when you get married, you just want to make, what did he say? I want to shut up. No, but yeah, because I had a point of where I was going with this. Because he said a lot of stuff, but he was like, what did he say? It was something that you said that sparked my my idea. What
I said a lot of stuff.
I know.
I don't even remember.
Run that last clip back. So
Right.
No, I think it was just a matter of, wait, what were you saying? You were just like, counseling, togetherness, and all of that, and wholeness, and everything else, and make sure you
before you come.
Yeah. It was something that he said was vital to me. One of the things, I can't remember what the other part was.
Is
but
it
then
in your notes in your phone?
Well, if it comes to you, even if you're on a different topic, just like, I remember.
Right.
Because we want to know the nuggets you have.
I want to know that, right?
Okay. I know one of the things he said was like, you want to make sure that the people standing next to you that you get married, when you get married, like your bridesmaids and your groomsmen and stuff, there are people that are going to cover you in prayer and hold you guys together, so you can't just have anybody standing next to you.
Absolutely.
I know that, but it was like something else that he said. It was a valid key point to what you said, but I can't remember at that point, so I'm going to probably come back to it. But
can you do me a favor, Brody, while you up? Can you fix my mic and keep sliding down? And I'm not trying to be in the camera all the time, like, fix this mic.
There was something that you said that made me think of him, because it was a valid point.
I said counseling. Was it about counseling?
It was something along those lines, but it was like something else.
Fixing you before you get married.
What did he say?
It's okay. It'll come back to
It'll
because
come
it
back.
always does. She probably gonna be asleep like, oh, I remember. We're done shooting.
Well, Brody just like put a clip in there.
Here, call me. I'm gonna fix my hair. Put me on. I'm gonna put the same stuff back on. Act like we right in it. But no, marriage is a serious thing though. Like I feel like people are so quick to goals. We so stuck on goals now. Relationship goals, you know, and hashtag that's big, and you know, different things like that. We get so caught up on other people's goals that we forget what our goals are and what we stand on. Like, it's Beyonce and Jay-Z are cute. I love them. But Britney and Michael B. Jordan are different, you know? I speak those things as though they were, okay? So if you watching, no, but seriously, you know,
what?
Anyway, this case my real husband watching. I'm just playing back. But anyway, no, but you know, marriage. I had to do a presentation in one of my classes, one of my psychology classes. It was a woman and genders class, and we had a topic about marriage and why do we think women are so more, you know, adamant about being married than a man is. And you know, I just was thinking to myself, like, because you know, women, we love and not to say men don't love love, you know, or not to discount a man, you know, but we are so hung up on, you know, wanting to give the love that we have. We are, you know, very emotional women, and we have so much to give. And it's like, in today's society, people are rushing to get married just to say they married, and that's why we're falling through. And I just I pray for the nation, like, you know, let us become better as a whole, you know, and marriage, period. Like, this is a serious matter, because when we marry and it becomes toxic, we are showing people that this is a trend. And like, okay, the divorce rates and different things like that, like, you know, it's a legal contract with the nation. Like, we are together.
Let me ask y'all this.
With that.
Do y'all have a cutoff age for when you want to get married?
No, because that's something serious that I don't want to rush.
Like, I want to be married by the time I'm 35.
At first, when I was younger,
you had an age like,
I was like, by 25, I'm gonna be accomplished. I'm gonna own the house. I'm gonna own the house. I'm gonna live in the land next door to my best friend. I mean, we live next door to each other, but we just don't huff. You know. You know, and amen, praise God. And you know, I had these things.
The good part of Huff.
Yeah, not the bad part.
They redid a lot of stuff.
We're actually on Chester. If you think about it,
telling people
they don't know. It don't matter.
There might be some people in Cleveland.
So what? If they in Cleveland, they probably live on 79th. Anyway,
it's a Cleveland thing.
I forgot y'all not there. It's the hood.
Anyway.
Oh, okay.
It's the project. You know.
We ain't in no
No,
project.
not us. They don't know what 79th means.
Not all of that part of the. Anyway.
Nonetheless.
Age limit for you, Cree?
No.
So get rapper.
No, I don't think it's an age limit. Like, because I feel like if that's the case, there would be a lot of people that wouldn't have second marriages or third marriages. You know what I'm saying? I think like you can fall in love at any time and get married at any age. I think even especially after, you know, if the first time if you get married and it didn't work out. I think a good example of that is Beyonce's mother. Like, she was married to this man for 30 plus years, went through who knows what and everything else, and you know, with their lives, I'm sure with health, finances, career changes, you know, unfortunately infidelity and some other things or whatever else that we don't know about. And she divorced, she, you know what I'm saying, she held herself together and did whatever and continued on about her life. And at age 60, she found somebody new who loved her, was willing to marry her, and she loved him and was willing to marry him and been happy good ever since.
Yep.
I think the actor's name was like Michael Lawson or something, but I know last name like Lawson, but yeah, and she's good at 60.
60.
And she, honey, out here living her best life. So.
Looking great.
Looking good.
Looking good.
Okay.
Oh,
For real.
but I don't think there's like an age limit or like a cutoff. Like, you know, it's whenever it got intense for it to happen.
Exactly.
Because one thing I've learned is, you know, you can make a plan, but, you know, a lot of times in life, just because you make a plan doesn't mean it's going to happen necessarily. Because there was a lot of things I planned, especially in regards to relationships and weddings, and that stuff didn't happen. And I'm okay with that. I'm glad that it didn't work out that way. And that's not the way that God intended.
It happens, just not the way you envision it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the things that we want and the timeline that we want it and all of those things may not necessarily be in our best interest, although that's something that we desire, but God sees the bigger outcome. When we see in part, he sees in whole.
Yep.
So, you know, yeah, you wanted to be married by 25, but 25 were you know what I'm saying, emotionally and spiritually stable enough to handle a relationship, let alone a marriage. You know what I'm saying? Had I given you this man prior, would you have been able to deal with some of his mother issues at this age versus had you waited maybe 3-4 more years, let him work some of that stuff out, build a plan and a set foundation for himself to be able to lead you, you know what I'm saying? And then boom. So I don't think there's a cutoff age for, at least not for me.
Yeah. What you think, Elise?
I agree. I
You agree?
definitely don't believe in age cutoff. If that's the case, I'm late. I'm late. But yeah, like Brittany was saying, like you envision when you're younger, oh yeah, I want to have this and that by this age. But honestly, like we make plans and God laughs at our plans. I have
He got other plans for you.
you know, and so
oh, that's cute.
right, I got something.
But anyways,
right, let's get
for
back
real,
to the real
God.
plan.
All right.
God's plans are always greater than our plans, obviously, and so you know, whenever you're ready, when you notice you're ready, and God gives confirmation for things, you know,
Absolutely.
when you're truly working on yourself and on your relationship with Christ and all that, and you're ready, and whatever person He has for you is ready, y'all will meet, and you know, I'm not in no rush. You know.
Here's a curveball question. Would you ever propose to a man?
No. Absolutely not.
No.
Nose all across
Just
the board.
like I'm not gonna ask him to go on a date like
All right.
earlier.
All right.
I was gonna say, we ain't
Moving
asking
right
out
along on that
date.
one.
You think we gonna ask him to marry?
definitely not
I would
going to
suggest
that.
a marriage. Like, hey,
All right.
I'm ready.
Show me how to be married now.
It would be nice to have 2 kids running around that look like us. Okay.
All right.
It's like us, right?
All right, nose all across the board. Let's spend time on that one. No. Let's see. What else we
How
got?
would you feel if a woman proposed to you?
What if Whitney would have proposed
Right.
to you?
Oh wow.
She
I
got
can't
down on
even
one
think
knee
about that. I don't even know what that would look like.
in her heels on one knee.
Wow.
I can see her doing
Brody,
You're right.
you marry me?
No. Y'all don't know. Well, you don't know Whitney as well as we do. Bro, what the fuck? Like, first you gonna marry me or what?
Exactly. Right.
This is a forever thing. Let's do this.
Right.
So you trying to get married, nigga?
Right.
Right.
That's Whitney.
That's exactly her. That's, I don't know. I can't even think that. I can't even picture that.
That would be funny. I would
It
have
would.
to be there for that.
Bruh.
You got to cook out in front of the whole family. She got down on one knee.
Hey, he from Philly, so his people's be like, hey, yo,
Yeah.
this John, she tripping. Like she was on some other shit.
Philly.
Oh.
Yeah, from East Coast.
Yeah, he from Philly, so they be like, yo, this John.
Like, what is
Everything's
John?
a John. Like, what the
Everything's a
fuck
joke in
is
Philly.
Like, hey, yo, man, his John, man, she was on some other shit. Like,
Got down on one knee.
Shorty got on her
and shit.
knee and shit.
All right.
Yeah. That would be funny as hell. All right, off the marriage talk. Talk about some exes.
Oh, shit.
Who are those?
What is that? I don't know.
I don't
What's
even
that?
I've never been in a relationship. I was mentally handicapped back then.
I
Damn.
agree. I was severely handicapped.
I was
But
brain
God,
damaged.
now I'm ready.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Would you ever get back with an ex?
Hell no.
There's a reason he is my ex.
Hello.
She's thinking a little hard.
You know what?
You said no, Lisa. An ex for a reason.
No.
In all seriousness, though,
Would you give one another
not
chance?
Not everybody I've dated, we've ended on bad terms.
Right.
Okay.
Like, especially one in particular, who I dated in high school. It's not the guy I had been bold to ask, but a different guy. And I, like, we kind of just ended. The way we ended was very respectful on his end because honestly, I wasn't over the previous guy, so that was on me. And I liked him, but I still had moments where I was like, oh, I kind of missed this dude. And so it was hard for me to like give him all of my attention. And then when I finally realized, like, man, I really like him. Like, he's dope. Like, he really like he is into me. Like, this, like seriously, if he had rose petals, he would have just dropped them as I walked. Like, he was like real into me, and I was like, I suck for not realizing that.
Damn.
So then I finally did, but it got him to a point where he was kind of like, I feel like you don't like me, so. So he was like, you know what? I would never cheat on you, and I don't want to hurt you. I just feel like I want to be single right now. And he's like, so I just, I still care about you and everything. I just think we should just break up right now. And I was like, I respect you. That was hard because I just got to the point where I felt like I really wanted to meet you. But I was like, you know what? That's real. Okay. So like honestly, like if he was like at a point it's like where he wasn't like with someone or whatever, and he was just like, let's try again. Let's date. Can we date? Can we get to know each other again? Because obviously we're now two different people at this point in our lives. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody else I could think of probably not.
Yeah. Just him.
He's the one I'd be like, okay.
Okay. What about y'all? Dating? Give another ex
no.
another time. Another try.
I thought about it, and as I reflect quickly, I had a That's So Raven moment, and I flashed through all my exes. No. Because,
Not again.
No, it's...
Come on, I was on that bullshit. I'm different now, babe. Come on.
Okay, well, you're going to be different with that other the other queen,
Right.
The other lady. But no, they're exes for a reason,
No for you.
No, it's absolutely not.
Agree?
And if you're watching, that means no.
Oh.
No.
If you're watching that.
Shout out to Chris.
You.
I'm just making up names.
I'm about to say, how you know his name?
Oh, Chris. Got it on the button.
Wait, no, but you know what I just thought of when you said. Anyways.
I just got it.
Would you date any of your exes?
I wouldn't. I feel like the same thing, like your ex for a reason. I feel like, especially because my past personal experiences dealing with exes more than once, I feel like leave them in the past. If they were meant to come with you in the future, then they would have been here. You know what I'm saying?
What if he said, I changed my whole life
I don't
for you?
care.
Just for you, Cree. I changed my whole life because
No.
I want to be with you.
I feel like with my past, I feel like I've been through too much to go back and settle. Like, I don't care how much you've changed. That's
I know I hurt you so much, but I
That's
want to
beautiful,
change for you,
sweetheart.
baby.
But see,
Sound like
listen.
somebody we know.
What?
I'm just saying, I ain't gonna put his name out there because y'all might know him. You know him.
Okay. All right.
But that's a no for her too.
So no, okay.
Right.
So no.
For Creed.
No. One second.
Made the little watch
But other than that, no.
Okay.
between me and thee.
Yeah.
While we are absent. One from Amen. No.
All right.
Without trying, like that one person. It's not like I'm seeking you. You know, it just has to. God has to align it, so it has to be meant to be.
Gotcha.
Other than that, no.
He might be your husband.
Now, I think that's the thing. Like, if God says something totally different, then yeah, by all means.
Yeah.
Like, and Jesus, you gonna have to like come down. We gonna have to have a serious conversation. You gonna have to let oil drip down the wall and then dry back up and then come back down again, and we gonna have to
dry
like.
back.
Girl, send some angels.
And then come back down again.
He got to get all the angels that's already guarding me to tap me. Hey, what's up?
all at once.
But if I could help it, no. But like I said, I feel like if he intended for him to come forward, whoever was in my past, because I've dealt with a few, then they would be here. Like, you're an ex for a reason, and I don't need no reminders. I don't need another lesson. I don't need another heartbreak. I don't need another. No, why put myself through the same? Why go back to the same thing that made you sick?
Right.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
All right, last topic of the day.
Is it? We got through all of those?
Yeah.
Hot topics.
Hot topic. Last one. Staying on exes. Could you be friends with your ex's ex? So y'all dated the same guy, but y'all have something in common.
The man that we both want to kill.
Could you be friends with her?
Oh.
As I fix this camera again.
That's interesting.
That is a very interesting question. Only because if that was to happen for me, it would have to be like I didn't know she was my ex,
right?
And then like we just got cool, and then we was talking about how we've been, our past relationships. And then she was like, "Yeah, I dated such and such." I'm like, "He brown skin with dreads. He about 5'7". 7. No, not 7. 7. He 5'7". What? He live with his grandpa? No. Get the sunglasses. It got real shady. Anyway,
is the shade real or not?
It's real.
It just got real cloudy up in here, y'all.
Wow. I'm just sorry. I had to let that out. I had to get that off my chest because I know you watching. But
oh, shots fired.
Let me holster them.
The smoking pistols away.
Okay. But that would be the only way that I would have to cause I can't. No,
you can't be friends
with
her?
My exes.
He's about some high caliber guys.
I don't know about high caliber.
They low class.
Low class.
I was in a stage of my life where I was with these. Gotcha. But now, but God.
But to God. Thank you,
to
big
God.
God.
Be the
yes.
glory.
Yes, thank you, big God.
Thank you, big God. He's changed my ways.
He changed me. When you start changing certain things that you used to like, you don't like no more. Mm-hmm. I used to be attracted to you, but now I realize you got like a little cut right there and you don't wipe your nose all the way.
Wipe your nose
I don't like you no more. So no, I couldn't be friends.
No for you. Okay.
It's a It's a no.
Friends with your ex's ex?
I don't know. I would say no. I highly doubt it. One ex, okay. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this.
Yeah, please.
So there was one particular ex that I was with for a while, and I got close with some of his friends, and one of the friends just happened to be an ex. It wasn't like a real serious relationship. They were in a relationship I think it was high school. But they've always just remained cool. It wasn't nothing to be concerned about, be insecure about on his end, my end, or her end. And me and her, we got cool. You know what I'm saying? We weren't close friends, but we were cool. She wasn't somebody that I talked to on the phone with every single day, or go call girl, let's go kick it. But if they happened to be within that circle of whatever was going on at the time, it wasn't no issue, no beef. You know what I'm saying? I hug her, hey, how you doing? But just genuine, good friendship, one of y'all.
Yeah, y'all hang out.
Nah,
kick it.
probably not.
It's a no for you. At least no for you too.
I don't really see the point because I don't really see what we have to talk about.
Right, there's nothing in common other than the fact that you was with this person, I'm not, and then not to mention
how will we even get cool?
The situation you explained, if I happen to you met I don't know. The first thing that came to my head was Dave and Buster's. I don't know. I don't know about Dave and Buster's. But say it was there, I mean some people we become friends. Like you said, we happen to find out that's different, or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just don't see a situation.
No.
How do we get cool? Like, are we cool based off of us hating? I'm not hating, but like dating this person, or like, you know, what do we have in common, or like,
Nothing.
how can we become friends? And like,
even if you're not with the nigga no more, it's like I don't see the purpose in being your friend. Like,
I guess there's like special situations where, or possible situations where, like, you know, maybe y'all just was like y'all energy, y'all personalities vibing, y'all just became friends. It's like, okay, yeah, we did him, whatever. Let's just be friends. Girl, you got good conversation. You funny. You smart. You like a resource.
Actually,
but,
I know a group of girls.
Girl, don't you dare! I was thinking,
I would not put them out there.
I was thinking like how like baby mamas could get cool with each other, like, you know, or a child's mother, and they be like, forget the dude, like, and go kicking it together.
That's different.
And I think that's really, I think that's cool, honestly, because I think that's very mature. Then,
like, they got children together, they're siblings. Yeah.
Like, that could be cool. Like, I mean, I think that's a different situation. If we talking about something that doesn't involve children, then I think that's something that's totally different. Yeah. But like, say for example, if my husband comes with children, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, of course I'm gonna have a good, healthy relationship with the child's mother. I mean, we don't have to be best friends, but we could be cordial. We be cool. If we happen to get cool. But I'm gonna still be watchful of you, because at the end of the day,
the boy is mine. The boy is mine.
Not only just that, but you got to be careful with who you call a friend. Like, you can't just let everybody connect to you. You got to be conscious of your circle.
Because then it's like, you're his ex. I don't know if y'all still keep in contact. You may want to get close to me just to find out information, or, you know, see if we, like, you know, people do crazy things.
They have all kind of motives,
and then, you know, you never know.
I don't know. I would say we could be cordial, but I don't think I would try to intentionally be good friends. I don't care how good the vibe your energy is. I mean, if that works for some people, because I've seen certain situations and they become really cool, and that's okay. Do whatever works for you. I would say that. Yeah. I just don't, myself personally speaking.
As for me and mine.
I just don't really see the whole, like.
Cool. It's a perfect note to end on. This has been a great episode. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Oh, man. If you haven't subscribed to this awesome podcast, subscribe right now, share, like, all that stuff. One more time, give out your social media information so all the boys can sign in those DMs.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure by now they fell in love with one of y'all. Go ahead.
Brittany Journey on social media: Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter.
Yep.
Cash App.
There you go.
Brittany Journey. BRITTANYJOURNEY. You know, $sign in front of that.
Correct spelling.
For the Cash App.
Where can they find you, Cree?
I'm so done.
Except in that payola.
And PayPal.
God damn.
Not gonna play with you.
Where can they get you?
I'm just mainly active on Facebook and Instagram, but more so people follow me on Instagram. So I would say she Summertime Shines, she _summertime_shines, or Cree Summer. So
cool. Queen.
My Instagram is educated_queen_Elise, and for Facebook it's just Elise Andrew. Elise is ALECE.
There you go. This has been another episode of Cloth Talk Podcast. Make sure you come back next time where my next guest will be. I don't know yet. So that's why you subscribe. So that way you will be the first one to know when the episodes come out. I'm going to try to have this episode up ASAP because this is a good one. Good one. We'll see you next time. Cloth Talk Podcast. Goodbye.
Give us a thumbs up.
Hold on. Wait. Before you go, if you enjoy that episode of Cloth Talk Podcast, do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe and follow button. Also, rate this podcast, share this podcast, and like this podcast. If you are an artist or know anyone who is an artist that would love to get their music played, send that to clothtalk5@gmail.com. Once again, that is clothtalk5@gmail.com. See you next time.